What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live watch-along Carabao Cup action tonight, people. A little break from the Premier League. Brentford against Arsenal. And interesting team selection, interesting lineup. And I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this competition in general and how you feel about it moving forward. So big up to everyone locked in today. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're in subscriber only mode, VIP section business for the subscribers. If not, just click the red button and join, man. What are you waiting for? But big up to everyone locked in today, and hope you've calmed down and recovered since the weekend against Tottenham. I've got to be honest, it took me a couple of days to get over that, which I think is a good thing. I actually think it's good that Arsenal fans are frustrated that we're not winning those games, you know. So it is what it is. I think the ambition's moving up, the level's moving up, and fans want more. So listen, no bad thing at all. Anyway, let's talk about the teams tonight. We'll quickly go through the Arsenal team and the headline news of the Arsenal team as we play Brentford away from home tonight. Headline news: Aaron Ramsdale is back in the Arsenal team. David Raya, who was given, you know, the option of playing against Brentford by the EFL. Arsenal decided not to put him in the squad, even though apparently he is at the stadium. But Ramsdale is in goal. Carl Hein is the substitute goalkeeper. The back four: Tomiyasu at right back, Kivior at left back, Ben White and Gabriel at centre back. So not a bad back four. As I said before, for me, I think we made a big mistake letting Kieran Tierney go. Not everybody agrees with that. I don't think you can have... I think it's too risky to have one natural left back in Zinchenko, who is also quite injury prone as well. But Kivior plays at left back. The midfield, Jorginho. Listen, I've still not forgiven that guy. I'm going to be totally honest with you. As you've probably seen by my reaction on Sunday, I was very, very, very disappointed with his performance and what he did in that game. And he's got a lot of making up to do, man. Really has. For me, should have never signed him in the first place. But, you know, what's the point going on over that? He needs to put in a performance tonight. And he's captain. You know, two Chelsea players in our midfield that 2 years ago, Chelsea fans were saying, Jorginho's washed up. Now Kante's injured, he's useless. That's what a lot of Chelsea fans were saying. And also was the... and Havertz, we know they wanted him out as well. So, yeah, Jorginho's got a lot of making up to do tonight. That is for sure. He needs to put in a performance. Havertz is in there with him. Tupac had an album a number of years ago called All Eyes on Me. It was a classic, to be honest. All eyes are on Havertz, man. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting, you know. I'm waiting for anything at the moment. At the moment, I've seen nothing. I just want to see something from him. On the last 5 results, I've got a few typos, so I'm going to change that now. I don't like these things being wrong. So let me just change them. But yeah, Kai Havertz, man, listen, £65 million. And at the moment, I'm looking for a steady performance in the Carabao Cup. It's not exactly what we dreamed of, is it? But, you know, things can change in the future. There has to be a point where something starts to happen for that guy. Is it going to be tonight in the Carabao Cup? Do you know what I mean? Who knows? If it doesn't, just put him on the bench full time. All Eyes on Havertz, the new album. Tupac remix. All Eyes on Havertz. Anyway, let's see how he goes. The good news. Are you fit, bruv? ESR returns. Emile Smith-Rowe actually starts a game of football for Arsenal. It's crazy. Big up. I'm so glad to see it. I'm assuming he'll be in one of the attacking midfield roles. Jorginho in the 6. Havertz and Smith-Rowe both in the attacking midfield role. Reece Nelson gets a start. 100 grand a week, finally. He starts a game as well. The headline news, people, is Charles Sago Jr. A lot of you will be saying who. I'm going to be honest, I don't know too much about this guy. I've had to Google him and try and find out a little bit more. Like, I've heard the name, but I couldn't tell you much about him. Charles Sago Jr., apparently a wonder kid, 19 years of age. He's been training with the first team for the last couple of weeks. He's a winger, apparently a left winger, and he makes his debut for Arsenal tonight, which is quite incredible, really, considering I don't even think we've really seen him on the bench. People saying, I thought it was Sanogo Jr. If he's anything like Sanogo, then we're finished. Yeah, Charles Sago Jr. on the bench, apparently a left. Man said he's that in the new console. Sega Mega Drive on the left wing, people. Maybe he's as fast as Sonic, who knows? And so he plays on the left, or maybe the right. Apparently, he preferably plays on the left. And then Eddie Nketiah in attack. I'm going to be honest. In fact, we'll talk about the bench quickly. We've got Hine, Cedric, Sweet, Walters, Zinchenko, El Neni, Cozy Dewberry, Gabriel Jesus, and Martin Odegaard. So, the interesting thing about Arsenal and this game, because I'm going to ask you guys your opinion. For me, I don't care what anybody says, right? The Carabao Cup is important. It's not the top priority. We know that Prem, Champions League, whatever order you put those two, or maybe the same, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Simple as that. I want Arsenal. I'm going to be totally honest. This is my little speech at the beginning of the show. I think Arsenal need to stop this sort of arrogance. And I believe it is arrogance to start looking down our nose at this competition. I think we haven't won a trophy for 3 years. We haven't won this trophy for 30 years, since 1993. We didn't win a trophy last year. Now, a lot of fans think it was a great season. It could have been a great season. It didn't end up a great season. I remember how good the FA Cup win felt when we beat Chelsea. I even remember how good that Community Shield felt when Vieira slapped the penalty top bins. And that's not considered a major trophy. Arsenal, for me, when your manager has spent £650 million and £210 million in the summer, we should not be turning our nose up at this competition. The only team in English football that have any right to turn their nose up at this trophy is Manchester City, because they won it 4 years in a row. So they could say, you know what, we've won it that many times, who cares about it? We need to stop denying ourselves opportunities to win trophy. Now, people will say the squad depth, but ain't that why we spent 210 million in the summer? Because I'm looking at that bench and the squad depth don't look, it don't look too good right now. Now, I know we got 5 injuries and that makes life difficult. Of course it does. But Arsenal need to stop turning their nose up at trophies. It's wrong. It is wrong. We are not big enough to start saying we don't want to win trophies. We haven't won a trophy for 3 years. I want Arsenal to lift silverware this year. I want to see Arsenal at Wembley. FA Cup finals at Wembley. Carabao Cup finals at Wembley. The Champions League final is at Wembley. As a fan, I guarantee your best memories will be of your team winning a competition. Whatever team you support. Unless you're a Tottenham fan. Sorry, I had to throw that dig in there. But you know what I mean? Win trophies. Stop messing about. If I'm being honest with this team, what concerns me is the front three. Front three is what concerns me. Brentford have picked a strong team, by the way. My concern was always the fact that Brentford got beat by Everton at the weekend. I think if they beat Everton at the weekend, roll them over, the manager might have said, do you know what? Good performance, rest you for the weekend, 3 or 4 of you get dropped. You lose 3-1 at home to Everton, your manager's going to be fuming. So guess what he's done? He's gone, we'll go with a very strong team because you guys don't deserve the night off. So I think Brentford getting beat by Everton was bad for us. I think that was bad for us. I think we needed, we could have done with them beating Everton and he would have made more changes. So they've picked a decent team. Let's go through their team quickly. Flecken in goal, Roeslev, Collins, Zanka and Pinnock. Hickey, Norgard, Janel, Onyeka, Mbuemo and Wissa. It's a good team. It's a strong team. It's an experienced team. And it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. It really is. I don't think this will be an easy game. And I think, that front three is going to be tested. I didn't actually put out the lineup that I would have picked for this game. Obviously, Sego Junior is a player I don't know a lot about, so I wouldn't have put him in there. To be honest with you, if I'm being honest, looking at that team, I would have played Jesus. I would have played Gabriel Jesus and given us a bit more quality up front. I would have probably given Eddie a rest. The last 2 games, he hasn't been great. Although sometimes he turns to R9 in this competition, but it's a tough game. This is a tough game. And I'm telling you now, winning and losing becomes a habit very quickly in football. I know we didn't lose at the weekend. Of course we didn't. But it was seen as a negative result and a negative performance. There's no positive that you can gain over not winning this game. It doesn't go to extra time. It goes straight to penalties. You only need to win like 3 games and you're in the quarterfinal, semi-final. Arsenal should be winning this game. Lawrence said, surely you want to rest Jesus, but we've got to win games of football. We're not good enough to make multiple changes and still beat good teams, in my opinion. That front three scares me of Arsenal. It scares me. Unless this Sego Jr. is a wonder kid. Eddie Nketiah against a very physical Brentford defence, it worries me, people. It does concern me. Listen, I hope we win this game tonight. I really do. At least we've got Jesus, Odegaard to call on. Just in terms of the team, Ramsdale deserves the start, 100% in my opinion. I like the back four, what he's picked. Tomiyasu at right back, fine. Move Ben White to centre back, fine. Saliba's the one you don't want to risk because that back injury, we can't risk it. Kivior at left back, again, Zinchenko was injury prone. So I wouldn't have played him either. Kivior's not a natural left back. I would have kept Kieran Tierney. The midfield, I mean, we didn't have a lot of choice. You could have played Odegaard. Jorginho as captain, I think, is outrageous, but this manager loves him. He said in the press conference, we all love Jorginho, so he gets the captain's armband. You made one of the worst mistakes I've ever seen. There you go, mate, have the armband. He'll probably get a new contract. Wouldn't surprise me. But listen, redemption song, Bob Marley settings. Havertz, I mean, like I said, Tupac album, All Eyes on Me. I just want to see something. I would take tonight Kai Havertz having a shot that hits the post. That's how desperate I am right now. I'm literally, give me anything. Give me a nutmeg. Nutmeg someone. 2 foot on Yeka. Chip the goalkeeper and it hits the top of the bar. Give me anything. Give me something to work with, because right now I've got nothing left, like Ian Beale once said on EastEnders. Big up Earl Krypton, who said, well, go on, Curtis, fresh out of pen, ready for my first game in 16 weeks, not happy with the lineup. Man's come out of pen. Do you know what I'm saying? You've been in, locked up. You watch Havertz tonight and Jorginho, you might be asking for them to, put the handcuffs back on you. I shouldn't joke, Earl. It's serious, but I'm information and entertainment. Sorry, bro. You wait until you see this midfield. You might be ringing up your parole officer saying, take me back. Anyway, no, I know I shouldn't. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm just, my personality is just mad when it comes to humour. I hope you don't get angry about that, but locked up, they won't let me out, no. You see Kai Havertz, mate, and Jorginho, you say, listen, man, give me another 16 weeks. Lutaf said, guys, what channel is the game on in the UK? Well, let me just tell you this, Lutaf, despite the fact TNT Sports subscription, Amazon Prime subscription, Sky Sports subscription. Despite the fact we pay all that, the game's not on TV, mate. Game's not on TV. So, there you go. So, bear with me is what I'll say. You're with it, man. You're with it. He knows, man. You see that midfield, man. It's scary hours. I can't lie, bro. They've decided not to put it on TV. which is crazy. So as I'm saying, people, it's wow. Oh, yeah, I think I've got it. Somebody just messaged. So it's on ESPN Plus, people. It's on ESPN Plus. There you go, Belly. ESPN Plus in North America. Hit that VPN. It could be a Watchalong. I think I can get that. I've got Surfshark VPN. I'm pretty sure I might be able to get that, but then they might make you like join the channel and pay and all that. Yes, my bro, Big C, aka Daily Mirror Shaw, tweets in the papers and that. Hey, what can I say, man? It's not, well, is it? Basically, if you follow me on the gram, I put up a tweet, didn't I, saying Jorginho's moving like a pensioner, and they've put it in the papers. It is what it is. That's why I throw grenades out there. Every now and then they blow up people. But it is what it is. Yeah, people saying the game's on ESPN Plus. Oh, it's a subscription. Damn. Don't worry, man. We'll figure something out. There's ways and means. If I speak, I'm suspended at least 6 months. But you know what I'm talking about, people. I'm sure we'll get there. Is it on Total Sport? I don't know. I made it, Mum. I'm in the papers calling Jorginho a pensioner. But hey, by any means necessary, people. Anyway, let's get into a couple of things about today. The game kicks off at 7:45, by the way. So a little bit of an earlier kickoff. 7:45 kickoff, so a bit earlier than usual. There's a number of other games on as well. Let's talk about this boy, Charles Sago. Arsenal youngster Charles Sago Jr. makes his first team debut, starting against Brentford in the Carabao Cup. Wishing you the best of luck. Listen, this competition has unearthed a lot of major talents, right? Over the years, Wenger used to play a lot of youngsters, your Wilshires, your Walcotts, your Oxlade-Chamberlains, all them guys came through in this competition. So it's, you know, it's one of them. It's one of them. Hey, big up LSU. Hit me up, bro. Anyone's got a subscription, share that, man. We'll make something happen. Big up the community. But listen, all the best to him. I know from afar we're going, hey, what's going on here, man? We don't even know who this guy is really, and he's starting. But let's support him. Hale End apparently is very quick. 3 assists in his last game, apparently, for the under-23s, and he's trained with the first team for the last 2 weeks. So he must have shown something in training that the manager thinks he's ready. And I don't think Arteta's like that, to kind of just throw people in the first team, because he doesn't really do that often. So I'm quite excited to see what he's about, to be honest. I think he could have done with Jesus and players like that around him who are better link-up players. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So let's see how he gets on. But listen, good luck to him. 19 years of age, so he's not that young, you know. In footballing terms, 19 now. You know, look what some 19-year-olds are doing, Bellingham and things like that. So listen, I hope he blows up. I would have liked to have seen Nwaneri in the squad, to be honest, because he is a very good young player as well. So best of luck to Charles Sago. Listen, one thing I've got to say, bro, you can't do any worse than what Kai Havertz is doing. So that's a positive. In the player ratings tomorrow, there's going to be at least one player below you in the player rating. So it's no problem. It's no problem. You can go home with your head held high that you weren't the worst player on the pitch, because I'm pretty sure Kai Havertz will outdo you on that one. So the only way is up from there, my friend. Oh, Nwaneri is injured, apparently. Havertz makes me sad. Yeah, me too. Me too. As I said, I've seen more movement in a scarecrow. Anyway, let's get through these few super chats. Big up everyone locked in. Tony said, sounds like lasagna sauce, Sago tomato sauce. Listen, if it's a saucy baller, that's all we're interested in, Tony. Big up yourself. Big up Caleb, who said, thoughts on these 80 million Ivan Toney rumours seem steep. I put out a pre-recorded video about 5 hours ago, I think, giving you a bit more of a breakdown on Ivan Toney. But I am going to speak about it in the next subject, so I will come back to you on that, Caleb. Big up Beresford Productions. Big C, I miss therapy because I've just started a new job. In your opinion, what was worse, the Jesus sub on Sunday or the Aubameyang sub against Villarreal? Listen, Aubameyang Villarreal is the all-time worst substitution because that's a semi-final of a cup. We didn't lose on Sunday. The Jesus one was horrendous. But taking off Aubameyang for Willian is like an all-time low for me. You know what I mean? That was horrendous. So I'll go with the Aubameyang one. I still haven't recovered from that. David said, you made it, Curtis. Terry from the Football Terry showed the clip of you doing the dart celebrate. Big up Terry. Terry loves a bit of controversy, don't he? But big him up. Big up Gunnarola as well. He said, midfield is worrying. Zero defensive physicality. Jorginho can't run. Havertz and ESR are basically forwards. We might need El Neni. Let me tell you something. Gunnarola, you're spot on. Jorginho has got a job on his hands tonight. He's so slow, and you're not going to get ESR and Havertz doing much tackling, I'm telling you. They're both attacking midfielders. They don't want to track back. If we get caught on the counter-attack, Jorginho will just get bypassed, mate. He will just get bypassed real easy. Big up yourself, Gunnarola. Big up Brian Brooklyn in the building. BK Business, New York, New York. Where Brooklyn at? He said, big C at my local bar, listening to infotainment in my ear and watching. Kai 007 bags today, 3-2 to the Gunners. If you didn't know, the nickname at the moment of Kai Havertz is James Bond. After the Tottenham game, he became 007. 0 goals, 0 assists in 7 games. Can he change the narrative? I actually remember GoldenEye back in the day on Nintendo 64 being one of my most favourite games. You know, the Golden Gun. Pierce Brosnan, James Bond. That was a heck of a game. Maybe he'll have the GoldenEye tonight, people. Or maybe not. Maybe not. But listen, James Bond off Wish, you know. John Bond, you know, one of them ones. I've got to admit, I'm gonna keep it a buck. This team concerns me a little bit. If we're really serious about winning, I really hope it works. It concerns me a little bit. Brentford have picked a very strong lineup. We've got a midfield that seems to lack balance. We've got a forward line that is like a pick a mix. You know, you don't know what you're going to pull out of that. Eddie often turns into R9 in the Carabao Cup, so maybe he'll keep that record up as well. Nelson's got a lot to prove today. He needs to perform. Sego Jr. will obviously have a point to prove. You have a big performance today. This is how crazy football is. Sego Jr. could be the start of his entire career tonight. He could come in tonight, have a stormer, get man of the match. All of a sudden, he's on the bench Saturday. Saturday. He comes on, he plays. Do you know what I mean? It's the starting point. I don't know if you guys know the story of Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford was going to Crewe Alexander in League One on loan when Louis van Gaal was manager. Right? He was going to Crewe Alexander on loan that weekend. Man United got an injury at the start of the week in training. The deal was postponed until the weekend. Rashford played in the Europa League on the Thursday. Bagged 2 goals. I think Louis van Gaal was the manager. He starts him. He had no other striker. Said, you know what, just throw him in. Scored 2 goals. Played against Arsenal on the weekend. Scored again. Career starts from there. Look at him now. 300 grand a week. England player, whatever. Careers can be started in games like this. So I really hope Sego Jr. has a fantastic game tonight and gets his career going. JK Speaks said, hey Curtis, I haven't been feeling well. Life has been piling it on me recently, but tuning into your stream and already getting a laugh always improves my mood. Big up. Stay strong, bro. Whatever's, you know, things can always get better. That's it. We got to seek the positives, you know. But big up for tuning in. Glad that the channel, you know, can lift your spirit in some way. So big up yourself. Appreciate you tuning in. And big up to you. Callum said he's going to be the new Vinicius Jr. If he's even half as good as Vinicius, we'll all take that. Apparently, Sego plays left wing, but he could play right wing, you know. Mitchell said, I'm fuming, Curtis. This is the kind of lineup you turn under the lights on Sunday league settings. Do you know what? Let's ask in the community. Do you... How am I going to word this? Is this too weak a lineup for this competition and because of the opposition? Do you think we should have gone stronger? I'm looking at that Brentford lineup. It's close to full strength. They lost to Everton 3-1 at the weekend. The manager's fuming. He said, we're going nearly full strength. We're not messing about. Have we underestimated this? Are you that bothered? I think people are saying, Robbie's been saying, oh, I'm not that bothered sort of thing about this competition. I'm focusing more on Saturday. I want to win this game. I want Arsenal to win this. Is that a strong enough team to win the game? Kai Havertz said, no, Curtis, I'm here. It's fine. I'm bagging today. I hope he does finally bag. I'm just thinking, if you want to win this game, is that team really strong enough? Your front three has no balance. You've got a debutant. You've got a guy, Nelson, who's hardly kicked a ball. And you've got Nketiah, who's just had 2 horrible performances. Your midfield, you've got a guy with 23 pace playing as a lone 6 with 2 attacking midfielders in front of him. I don't know. Would you have picked a stronger team? Do you think... Moyes said this team should be able to win. Let's get a poll up. Would you have picked a stronger team, or are you happy with the lineup that we've gone with? I would have personally gone a little bit stronger. Not much stronger, but I would have maybe played Gabriel Jesus. Are you happy with tonight's lineup? Will be the poll. Simple, yes or no, people. Would you have gone stronger than this to get the job done? I suppose the difficulty for Arsenal is Brentford play on Sunday. And next week is another European week, so they won't be playing midweek. We play on Saturday away at Bournemouth, and then we go away to France on Tuesday to play against Lens. So our turnaround is a lot quicker. So if I am going to try and add a little bit of balance for Arteta is maybe thinking, do you know what? We got to go down to Bournemouth on Saturday, and then we got to travel to France on Monday to play on Tuesday. He needs to rotate heavily. Should we... looking at the bench, interesting thing about the bench, people. No Fabio Vieira. What is wrong with Fabio Vieira? Is he injured? What's the problem? He comes off at half-time. The manager said it was not a fitness issue. Yet he's not in the squad. Is he injured? Is that another injury? Saka, is he going to be available for the weekend? What is actually happening here? It's interesting. And this really does feel like it's turning into an injury crisis. I'm looking here. Fabio Vieira doesn't say anything. No Fabio Vieira in the Arsenal squad tonight. If is that an injury? Arsenal have not said anything to say that he's injured. They haven't even said Saka's injured officially. But I think we know that Saka is definitely injured from the weekend. We haven't got a lot left, to be honest. That's probably why he hasn't risked it, which I understand. This is Smith Rowe's 100th appearance for the football club as well. 100 appearances for Emile Smith Rowe. Arteta has eyes on the Champions League. Listen, we need a bigger squad at the moment. We need players to come back. Glenn said, well, go on, Big C. The games are finally catching up with Saka. Was always going to happen. Said it before and I say it again. He's been overplayed. Say what you want, people. He's been overplayed. So many games he should have been taken off and hasn't been. It's not a surprise to me that he's injured. But let's see, man. What's going on for the medical staff at this football club? We always leave ourselves short, said Lauren. Bibek said, Curtis, bad news for me. I was laid off yesterday looking for positivity and inspiration. Thanks. Hope we win today. Big up yourself, bro. Remember, it's their loss. And now you focus on the next thing. New opportunities. New opportunities, my friend. Lockdown came. I was working. Do you know what I mean? Everyone had to stop. Jobs all up in the air. Oh, what's going to go on? They were saying your hours are going to be cut when you come back, blah, blah, blah. I said, you know what? I'm going to start putting out more content. Bang the channel out a bit more now. Now we're off. Channel took off. Now we're here now. Who knows? One door closes, another one opens. You get Look what you want to do, what you're good at, and go again. I know it isn't always as simple as that, but, you go again, bro. Don't worry about it. But big up yourself. Get busy, bro. Get busy. Big up Simon with the super chat. Gabby is having his minutes limited back from injury. Hopefully we won't need to bring him on in the second half. Vieira, a big part in the next 2 games. Interesting that Gabriel Magalhaes has played at centre-back. But then saying that, he didn't play a few games at the start of the season. So he probably could do with the game time, to be honest, as well. And Saliba's the one that we definitely can't risk. I'm starting to get a little bit concerned about these injury problems at Arsenal, man. So early in the season, first year of being back in the Champions League. We've only played 1 Champions League game and we're on the rocks. We're scrambling already. What's going on? It's madness. Absolute madness. We're only 8 minutes away from kickoff, people. TK said, I think this lineup will allow certain players to be tested or exposed. Finally see that Jorginho and Havertz are not enough to carry the team. And I totally agree with you. When rotation kicks in, you either stand up or you fall over. And either one can be a positive, The game is on ESPN Plus, people. In America, it's not live in the UK. It's going to have to be a VPN setting if you want to get the game over here. So bear with us tonight. Could be a tricky one. I think I've managed to get it, but it looks like there's a delay. So I may be in terms of the live game, I might be 30, 40 seconds behind. But we'll make it work, people. We'll make it work. Couple of bits of news. Big up Alvin, who said, I've got news to tell you. 3 weeks' time going on solo holiday to Greece. I'm excited, looking forward to it. Yeah, man, enjoy them solo holidays, man. Sometimes it's good to spend time by yourself, Get your thoughts and refresh, Big up Alvin. I put out a video earlier this afternoon speaking about 2 strikers that we're being linked with at the moment. It's obviously this guy is the main man we're being linked with. I put a more in-depth review in, so if you want, go and watch that video afterwards about why I think we should get this deal done. Some people think we should aim higher. I think he's a very good option and a doable option as well. There were rumours they wanted 60. They're now saying they want 80. I think you could get him for 70. I've said before, listen, and like I said, go and watch the video. I go into a lot more detail why I think Ivan Toney is the one we should go for. We spoke about Osimhen. We spoke about Vlahovic. A lot of people in the comments were talking about Evan Ferguson. For me, Evan Ferguson is not yet proven and will cost a fortune. Vlahovic, Juventus talking about a new contract. They're happy with him. He loves it there. It's his dream club, he said. So I don't think you can get him now. In the summer, we maybe could have got him because there was talk of him leaving. Osimhen, I think Osimhen will leave Napoli in the summer. If you guys have seen what's happened over the last few days, Osimhen missed a penalty against Bologna, was then substituted by his manager, and they drew the game, and he made a big deal over getting substituted, and he's had this fallout with the manager. What's worse, Napoli then put out a video trolling him on TikTok and then deleted the video about 45 minutes later. By then, it had been seen by millions of people. His agent says he's now suing the Napoli owner. Osimhen's going to leave. He's also been racially abused on more than one occasion. I think he leaves. The problem with Osimhen, Napoli want £130 million for him. He was offered €1 million a week in wages to go to Saudi in the summer by Al Hilal. So he's not going to get that at a club in Europe, but his agent will use that as a reference point to say, I want a massive wage. I think Chelsea, I think PSG, I think multiple clubs will try and sign Osimhen. I just wonder, can Arsenal win that race to get him? Would Arsenal pay 130 million with the majority of it up front? Would they be able to convince him to come to us? Would they be able to give him a huge wage and get him to Arsenal? I'm not sure. I would rather get Toney than gamble on Osimhen. If you think you can get that Osimhen deal in the bag, then fair enough. You can let Tony go and get Osimhen. I just don't think you get that deal done. I think Tony, you get him in January. Also, I don't think you could get Osimhen on in January. I think he'll be the end of the season. Stevie said, you sold me big time on Tony in that video. I can't lie. Watch the video, people. Watch the video. He ain't worth 130 million. But then you could say Declan Rice ain't worth 105 million. 105 million for a DM. Canadian Gunnar would rather have Boniface than Osimhen, better overall player. FFP will be on our ass here. We'll have to sell a couple. But listen, I just wanted to finish before we get into the game. This story came out about 2 hours ago. Again, how true is it? I don't know, but it made me smile. It's in the Sun, so don't take it as gospel. Arsenal are set to offer a deal to swap Eddie Nketiah for Brentford's Ivan Toney in the January transfer window. I'm convinced they tune into the channel. I'm convinced they tune into the channel, 100%. We've been saying that for the longest. Just give them Eddie. Maybe this is Eddie's audition tonight to get the move to Brentford. Play well, score against them, then there you go. You can have him. Don't go anywhere. We just leave him there. We won't even bring him back on the bus, people. It makes sense. I actually think Brentford would take Eddie Nketiah. England international, 24 years of age, from Arsenal. Give them Eddie, give them 40, 45 million. Keep it moving. But like somebody just said in the comments, it sounds too good to be true. And as we've said before, if it makes sense, Arsenal won't do it. Man hasn't played for 6 months, no problem. Imagine how hungry he'll be to play. And apparently is allowed to play behind closed doors games for Brentford. So he will get some sort of football. And he's back in training now as well. So he is going to get some game time. But obviously not competitive football that we would want to see him playing, you know. We've got 3 minutes until kickoff. Let me get off that screen. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Vegas Gunner, hey Curtis, I've read rumours regarding the swap deal possibility. Why would Brentford swap Tony for Nketiah? Eddie would be their highest earner, isn't good in the air or hold-up play. Well, they've got to look at it from one point of view. Ivan Toney's leaving Brentford, whether it's in January or the end of the season. They're not going to allow him to go to the final year of his contract. It's just, it would be insane to allow that to happen. And I think Eddie would be a decent option for them. I know what you're saying. He's a very different player to Ivan Toney, so they would have to change their style a little bit. But I think he'd be decent for them. And then they'd still have 40 million maybe to go and buy somebody else. So we'll see. Jason said Arteta wouldn't start Tony over his stepson. Probably not. Probably not, to be honest. But, you know, we live in hope that he would. I think eventually he'll have to give up on this Eddie story. He's tried it for a long time. Eventually he's going to realise it ain't working. We're a minute away from kickoff, people. The game is on ESPN+. Give me a second. I'm just trying to sort out so we can watch this properly, by the way. And I'll keep you up to date with the other games as well. They're about to start. There's a few other games tonight. Let me get this up on the screen. Right, there we go. I think there is a slight delay on this as well. Right, we are about to kick off. We're about to kick off, people. Give me a score predictions. And we're underway. We are underway, people. There we go. Like I said, I think I may have a slight delay. But we will be there. Don't worry. We will be there no matter what. I really hope Arsenal win this game. To be honest, I'm going... Do you know what? I'm not actually that confident. I'm going to be totally honest. I think the physicality of Brentford will be difficult for us. I think they'll make life very difficult for us in this game. But we'll see how we get on, people. 3K in the chat. Big up, everyone. Anthony's saying 2-1 Brentford. 2-2 win on penalties. I'll go 2-1 Arsenal. I'll just go for a hopeful 2-1. But it's more hope than expectation. I'm not even going to cap. I'm not confident. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's get the job done and keep it moving. A free kick to Arsenal in our own half. And Let's see how we get on. There's a number of other games on as well. How are you getting on with getting the game? It's on ESPN Plus for anybody looking. I think it's on the Zone as well. Yeah, let me end the poll. Good point. 53% said yes, you would have gone stronger. 46% say you're happy with it. And Bramo is a dangerous player. Every time I watch that guy, he always seems to perform. Still waiting for my kickoff, said Araskun. Listen, man, I'll keep you updated. Don't worry about it. Hopefully Ramsdale has a good game tonight. He's definitely got a lot to prove. Watchalong settings. I have got the game on. I've got 2 screens. One that's live up to date, which will just tell me the score update, and then one here to watch the game with a slight delay. But we've got it on anyway. Brentford will be lively today. They definitely is. Eddie on the ball. Their manager will have said, listen, you need to put in a performance today after what happened last time. Arsenal playing in the yellow kit, which I think that's the only kit I haven't actually got, to be honest. SS said, hi, Curtis, loving the stream. Come on, you Gunners. I have to admit, I feel a lot more relaxed than when it's a league game, but I'm sure it can all go wrong. AFC Wimbledon, Watchalong was legendary. Bro, they still send me emails to this day. To this day! They're still sending me emails. I've kind of got an affiliation with them after that game. Leicester winning 1-0 apparently. What's the other fixtures actually in the Carabao Cup? Carabao Cup. Let me know if there's any goals anywhere else, people. What's the other fixtures tonight in the Carabao Cup? Oh, Man City are playing Newcastle. I didn't even know that. Leicester against Liverpool. Is that true that it's 1-0? I'm checking now. It says 0-0. Chelsea against Brighton. And a couple of championship games. And also Villa against Everton. So keep us updated, people. Any goals in the comments, throw them in there. I would love to see Newcastle knock Man City out, to be honest, if we get through. That's a tough game for them. Especially if Newcastle goes strong. Brentford in possession. 3 minutes gone. I think I clicked the timer about 30 seconds behind kickoff. No shirt ripping tonight. I'll try. Surely you can't rip a shirt in the Carabao Cup. It's just not worth it. Gavin said I'll just give them 80 million. Good price for the market in terms of Ivan Toney. Big up Gav. Big up Simon, who said technical difficulties on the Australian stream showing highlights of a game from 99-2000. We're on the attack at the moment. Here's Sago. Finds Jorginho. Arsenal keeping the ball well in the changed yellow kit. I'm not sure how far off that is from Brentford's strongest team, but it looks pretty close to their strongest. Arsenal keeping the ball well. I think Brentford are not quite the same team without Ivan Toney and his hold-up play, you know. Simon said, I got baptised finally. Big up yourself, bro. Big up. Leicester are winning, apparently. A few of you saying it. Curtis about to stream Newcastle Man City, bro. Well, we've got the game on. We have got the game. Just with a slight delay. Sago looks like he's playing on the right from the look of it. He's playing in front of Ben White, so it looks like Reece is on the left. I see him. Genuine question after seeing Ollie Watkins links again. Who you taking if you had to? Watkins or Calvert-Lewin? I mean, if you're giving me that choice, then you've got to take Watkins because Calvert-Lewin's, he's injured constantly. What's the point signing Calvert-Lewin? He'll be at London Fashion Week, not at London Colney. So, yeah, it's one of them. Oh, you reminded me. Big up South London's finest. Big up yourself, bro. We got nominated again. Football Content Awards. Best Content Creator is what we're in for. And for those who don't know, Best Content Creator is the biggest award that you can win. Obviously, I won Best New Content Creator. This is Best New Content Creator. No, I won Best New Content. This is Best Content. So we're up against some juggernauts, United Stand, DR Sports. But I'm coming for everyone, people. I'm coming for everyone. I'm coming for big companies with 30 staff members. I'm moving like, are we there yet? where, I'm the electrician, I'm the plumber, I'm the photographer, I'm doing every job. You know what I'm saying? So listen, the link is in the description below. I know a lot of you voted on Insta. If you haven't, the link is there. Click it. Best content creator would be much appreciated. I'm looking for the C Unit community to, get moving if you can, people. We're looking for trophies. So yeah, big up to everyone for voting. Even getting nominated for that is a big deal. But once you're there, man, I'm trying to win. But big up everyone. We're kicking doors down, people. I don't care. We're coming for whole companies. All of them. But big up yourselves. Big up. None of it's possible without you guys, Ghost Protocol 67K is mad. I remember when you had 2K. Bro, I remember the very start doing live streams with 10 people in there, But you got to build. You got to lay down them foundations, We rise together 100%. Aaron Ramsdale in possession. It's gone out for a throw into Brentford. There you go. Big up that guy, D. There's the link. There is the link. It's in the description. You got my vote. Watching this is part of my life now. Appreciate that, TM. Really appreciate that. One thing I can see. And Arsenal have scored. Arsenal have taken the lead. It's 1-0 to the Gunners. Bear with me, people. I don't know who scored yet. Who has scored? I've got the goal thing. Now I'm going to see the goal about 30 seconds later. But Arsenal have taken the lead. I think it's Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson, I believe, has scored for Arsenal. They take the lead after 7 minutes. We're moving mad here. The goal update's there. I'm about to get the goal right here. Well, Reece Nelson has scored, people. I'd love to tell you how the goal looks, but I'm not there yet. On the left-hand side, I was still going crazy about Jorginho getting caught on the ball again by their midfield. Reece Nelson has given Arsenal the lead. I'm only just seeing the goal now, but big up Reece. Arsenal take the lead. And that's what we needed. We needed a goal to settle the nerves. And Reece has given us that. Inside the area, Reece Nelson gets his first goal of the season. He's all blowing kisses to the Arsenal fans. And Arsenal take the lead. We needed that. Looked like a defensive mistake. We almost got Jorginho'd again. Yeah, I know. I seen that. I'm delighted for them. 7 minutes gone. They take the lead. Very poor defending there by Brentford. Very, very poor. Just watching the replay. Tried to play it back to the goalkeeper. Fair play to Eddie there. I'm not going to lie. Eddie doesn't often pass from there. He's in one-on-one from a tight angle. I actually thought the defender had cleared that. And good finish by Nelson. Opens up his body. Slots it into the bottom corner. And Arsenal take the lead. Fair play to Eddie. Because often he doesn't pass from there. And Arsenal take the lead in the Carabao Cup. Nelson, good finish. Let's get the tweet out. Good assist by Eddie. Similar position to the weekend when he didn't pass. Arsenal take the lead, people. 1-0. Light work. Light work. I'll tell you something. I've just looked on Twitter and IPTV is trending. So that tells you everything about what's going on tonight, people. But it is wise. You got to do what you got to do, people, aren't you? I don't blame people. I do not blame them. It's ridiculous in this day and age that you can't simply get a subscription for your own club. I never understand why they don't do that. To me, the scenario that fixes all this is go and pay a monthly subscription to watch every game of your team. It's quite simple. You know, why complicate matters? Why can't we watch our team play a game of football tonight? It doesn't make any sense. You know, we're one of the biggest clubs in the world and we can't watch it. In England, anyway, we can't watch it. So it's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, he's wearing the armband, Jorginho. But the manager said everyone loves him in the press conference. Hope Sego scores. I haven't seen him on the ball much. One thing I know is that Jorginho is getting pressed when he has the ball. He looks sharp, Sego. He does look sharp. Here's Kivior on the ball. Jay Black said, I'm in Africa. I get access to all games. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. Big up everyone who's voting. Really appreciate it. That guy D said, jump over and give Curtis a vote. He deserves the award more than anyone. Appreciate that, bro. Joey Silva, big up from South Texas, Big C. Been a busy week lately, but what in the holy guacamole is Jorginho on lately? Just stop going to that Chelsea waste. I don't know why we do it. I don't know why. Big up, bro, with the super chat. Valfar said, you, sir, just got my vote. Thank you very much. Brentford on the attack with Wissa. Dangerous player. Him and Mbuemo are lively. I'm very happy to see Nelson score. I'm going to be honest, and I really want to see Kai Havertz score tonight. I want to see Kai Havertz score. Because the reality is, no matter what we think of him, and I think a lot of us have similar thoughts on him, we don't rate him and we don't think we should have signed him. One thing I've always said about Kai Havertz is I don't actually question his ability. I think Kai Havertz is a very talented footballer. It's about production and what you can do on the pitch. I don't think he's covered himself in glory in the Premier League at all. Even at his time at Chelsea, I don't think he was that good. Yeah, we can constantly talk about he scored in the Champions League final, but that doesn't last forever. And it doesn't affect him in an Arsenal shirt. So I really hope he scores. He just needs to get that confidence boost. They nearly caught us on the break there, Brentford. They got a little... I tell you what, how quick is Reece Nelson, by the way? Reece Nelson is quick. I've said many times, if you give this guy a contract, give him game time. Rooney said, big up, we need new emojis. 100%. I did say international break, new emojis for the members. Big up to you, 25 months as a member. Somebody just said voted Kevin Campbell. Yeah, Kev got a vote. I think, what was it? Professional in YouTube or something. So, yeah, go and vote for Kev. When you click the link, look on the other categories, and Kev's in there as well. It's at Anfield, the awards this year, so that should be decent. Will you buy the new Chelsea? Will you buy the new yellow kit if Kai Havertz scores? Listen, man, inflation is real, man. He should be scoring anyway. I'm not buying that yellow kit if Havertz scores. If he scores the winning goal against Man City, then maybe we'll talk about it. Jonah said, just like you said you were going to stream on Twitch in the summer. Hey, Jonah, but I never said what summer, did I? Think about it. I ain't doing the Rashford celebration. Have a think. Could be summer 2024. We will be there no matter what. Arsenal in possession. Kivior looking decent at left back. Arsenal winning 1-0. Reece Nelson with the goal. Looking very lively on the ball. Sego Jr. Charles Sego Jr. making his debut right wing for Arsenal. Out of the Arsenal under-23s. Meant to be a very quick left winger, but he's playing right wing tonight. And listen, let's hope he can get a goal. There's no extra time, so if we draw, it will go straight to penalties, which Aaron Ramsdale's penalty record is not the best, so you never really want it to go to penalties when Rambo's in goal, although he did save a couple penalties pre-season, and I think he saved Rodri's penalty in the Shield. Will you buy the new kit if Havertz bags a hat-trick? Your money will be set. Yeah, I can't see him bagging a hat-trick, so I don't think that money will be spent at all. Reece can play right or left. He can. It's Tomiyasu down the right-hand side. Can Arsenal go 2-0 up? I have to admit, Brentford have looked a little bit flat at the moment. I'm keeping a close eye on Havertz here. I honestly think we can get a second goal here. I'm really surprised by the way they're playing. Sego on the ball. I always look at the decision making. It's a poor cross from him there. I don't want to hammer him though. But he doesn't beat the first defender. Ramsdale's looking good on the ball tonight. His distribution's been decent. World Order said the yellow kit has actually grown on me. It's better than it was when we first got it. I still don't think I will get it. Cruz got it. You know, he pulls it off better than I do, to be honest. I just got the green one. And I got the home one as well. That was probably the one that I didn't get, actually. It was the Fulham are winning 1-0, apparently. Everton are winning 1-0 at Aston Villa. Listen, if Arsenal are going to stay in this competition, I want to see some good teams get knocked out of it. Listen, Manchester City are away at Newcastle. That game has just kicked off. I'm really hoping that Newcastle can beat them. I'm just looking at the Newcastle team. They have made changes. They've made quite a few changes, actually, which doesn't fill me with hope. I'm looking at the Man City team. Ortega in goal. Ake at left back. Vardy, Kanje and Lewis. Gomez, Phillips, Kovacic. They've got some guy called Bob playing. Let's hope he's Bob at football. Alvarez and Grealish. Newcastle, Murphy, Joel Linton and Isaac front three. Miley, Tonali and Hall. Target, Domet, Lascelles, Livramento. That's interesting. Come on, Newcastle. Knock Man City out. Knock Man City out. Liverpool are losing 1-0 at home to Leicester. I can't imagine that will stay like that for too long. Looking at the Liverpool team, front threes, Elliott, Gakpo and Jota, Gravenberch, Endo. I think they'll be all right. Here's Kai Havertz on the ball. Come on, Kai. Killer Kai Havertz. That'll be the nickname if he ever starts scoring goals. No, he loses the ball. Spoke too soon. Big up Josh Miller. I'd pay the bag for the Havertz goal tonight. I hope he scores, man. I really do. I actually don't like disliking him because we've spent so much money on him. I would love to be able to go to Chelsea fans and say, look, you was that, trolling him, and look what we've managed to turn him into. The thing what I find strange with him, he has so few touches of the ball. He's so laid back. It's like he's half asleep. It's like he's sleepwalking. He needs to add some more intensity to his game. Oh, yeah, but make sure you go and vote Cecil as well. Cecil's in there as well. Vote Cecil, vote Kevin Campbell, but vote Curtis Shaw TV as well. Big up everyone who has. Really appreciate it. I can see you all in the comments saying that you have. Havertz won't do anything. Listen, he may not. What I want to know with Havertz, and I know it's a little bit early to keep having this conversation. Here's Ben White on the ball. Arsenal keeping the ball really well. Brentford are not able to press us that well at the moment. With Havertz, listen, I want him to do well. Of course, we all do. But what I always say, when you spend big money on a player, you've got to have an escape plan. And what I mean by that is, if the player's not working, there's got to be a way that you either get him to work or you get him out the club and recoup as much money as possible. What you cannot do is do what we did with Nicolas Pepe, where you stop playing him, you loan him out, he has an average loan, and you end up having to get him out the door for, what did we get, £3 million for a guy we paid 72 million for. Arsenal can't afford to do that again. So I think they'll give Havertz at least 2 years. I don't think at the end of this season Arteta would admit his mistake straight away. I just think his pride in his ego is too much for him to do that. But there has to be an escape plan. You've got to be thinking in a year, 18 months' time, if this ain't working, can we get him to Bayern Munich? Can we get him to Leverkusen? Is there a way out of this, But we'll see. Jorginho is getting a lot of the ball, to be honest, but it looks like they are trying to press him. Arsenal have the ball. Eddie Nketiah drops back in and helps out. Ramsdale's looking decent on the ball. Jorge said, thoughts on what Arteta said about ESR. What I found really interesting about what he was saying is, he was talking about him like he's got to start again. He was like, he's got to prove himself. And, so listen, a lot of people were kind of used to use this narrative that Smith Rowe was not living right, and that, maybe how he lived outside of training was not good. But then there were rumours that he'd sorted all that out. I think him and Arteta, Smith Rowe strikes me as a guy that's quite laid back as well. And I think Arteta loves them guys that run through brick walls in training. Pepe was laid back. Aubameyang was laid back. Guendouzi was. Ozil was. And I don't think Arteta likes that. I think he likes players that train like they play. And a lot of the best players don't do that. A few shots blocked there. Brentford starting to put a bit of pressure on us. But I hope he gets his chance, you know, and I hope he takes it. He needs more than one opportunity. Big up Jermaine, who's a new member. Big up yourself. Really appreciate that. Carl said, would you rather have Havertz or Nketiah? Wow. That's a good question, Carl. Really good question. I mean, if you're playing Havertz in midfield, what I'm seeing at the moment, he's got absolutely nothing. He's got nothing. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you can do with Havertz. I've said it before and I've said it again. Havertz's best position, in my opinion, is as a striker, as a false nine. I think you get, neither one of them are good. I'd rather have none of them. At the moment, Eddie's giving us more than Havertz. That's all I can say. Havertz is a better footballer than him, but he's not producing anything. It's a very good question and also a very bad question. Dumb and Dumber settings, it is. It is. Eddie's done more at Arsenal than Kai by far. I know he's been at the club a lot longer. Rob said, Big C, I've seen enough of Havertz. I have no confidence in him. It didn't take us this long to appreciate Timber or Saliba. Or Trossard. Kai Havertz is just not good enough. End of. Here's Smith Rowe on the ball for Arsenal. We're on the attack. Ben White on the overlap. Back to Smith Rowe. We're forced back to the halfway line. Did you see Balogun miss 2 penalties? Wow, I didn't even see that. I'll have to go and have a look. Who were the alternatives to Kai Havertz last window? I mean, Maddison's the main one. But there were others. You could have got Barella for probably 75, 80 million. There's others, man. There's definitely players out there we could have got. Troy. Big up Troy Curtis. My girl's last name is Havertz. She said she won't put her bikini back until he's out of the club. Hey, Troy's a problem, you know. Big up yourself, Kempy, bro. Hope you're well. This guy's a troublemaker, man. Big him up. Arsenal on the ball. Tomiyasu getting a lot. We can go for Barella. Zubimendi's another one. 50 million. Stand up if you hate Tottenham, of course. We have to stand up quickly, don't we, and represent. Xhaka was better than Havertz at the moment. Definitely. Xavi Simons is a fantastic shout. Problem with him, PSG had the buyback clause, but maybe we could have gone to PSG, spent big money. I'm a big fan of him. Arsenal looking very good in possession, though, I've got to be honest. Passing the ball around. Brentford are not really pressing that much. Kivior at left back. He looks like he's inverting a little bit. Just as I say that, we lose possession. But then, we did win it back. Jay Black said I stood up. It's only right. It's only right. Chelsea are stinking up the bridge. Let's have a look. What's the latest scores? Make sure if anyone gets any score updates, feel free to throw them in the chat. Fulham winning 1-0 against Norwich. Everton beating Villa. Leicester beating Liverpool. Could do with a few big teams getting knocked out tonight. Wouldn't mind seeing City and Liverpool get knocked out. Here's Ramsdale in position. Kudus. Yeah, Kudus, another one. Could have got. Here's Wissa for Brentford. Him and Mbeumo are the danger men, especially Mbeumo. Arsenal win the ball back. We look quite comfortable. Sego has not had a lot of the ball, to be honest, from what I've seen. He's doing okay. Hasn't done much good either. Make sure you hit the likes, but I haven't even looked at the likes. We got over 3,000 in. Surely we can get at least 2.5k likes. Let's get 3k likes. Why not? Let's aim high. Here's Kai Havertz. Keeps the ball. City look bad without Rodri, said Al Caesar. Let's hope they look bad when we play them next weekend. That game is going to be absolutely massive. Last game before the international break. And Arsenal play Man City next weekend at the Emirates. It's a massive 10 days for Arsenal. Brentford today. Bournemouth on Saturday. Lens next Tuesday. And then Man City, I believe, is next Sunday at the Emirates. No Rodri. No Kevin De Bruyne. But how many of our players we're going to have back? Saka's injured. Declan Rice is injured. Martinelli and Trossard are injured. Timber's injured. Partey's injured. We need some players back. Jorginho is getting pressed every time he gets the ball. Yeah, mate, not another. There's an international break the next 2 months. There's one in October and one in November. It's crazy. 3 months in a row an international break. Really annoying. We play Man City before the international break. First game after the international break, we got Chelsea. So back to back, either side of that break. Very big games that we need to win. City will play well without Rodri and De Bruyne against us. We barely give them any competition. For some reason, we're just so open against them. Pure edits. Curtis, what did you think of Arteta's team selection and subs brought on against Tottenham? Didn't agree with the team selection or the substitutes. Playing Jesus on the left was criminal. Assassin. Curtis, I was speaking to a City mate at work. He basically said if City came in for Arteta, he would jump ship to join them. Do you reckon he would? Here's Mbuemo on the attack for Brentford. Down this right-hand side. Let's just make sure we see this out. We force them back. Do I think Arteta would go to Man City? See, it's a difficult one, right? Because I believe that Arteta has a lot of control at Arsenal. And I think he's got a lot of job security. I think he would. I think he would go. I think you've got to be... The only thing is, if you go to Man City, what can you really do there? You can only really do worse. Pep's achieved almost the maximum. He just won the treble. It's actually quite a difficult job to take over because, you know, it's like when Pep went to Bayern, they just won the treble. What could Pep really do? I think he won the league and nothing else that year, and he was being called a failure. So it's a difficult one, actually, because I kind of think he wants to achieve something, but not at Manchester City, to say, I learnt from Pep, but I did it at my club. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure. What do you think in the comments? If Man City came in for Arteta, do you think he'd jump ship and go there? I'm actually not sure. My initial reaction was, of course he would. It's Man City. You're going to win everything. You'll look unbelievable. Could he deal with big personalities and big money and big pressure? But at the same time, you probably win the league easily. You win big trophies. I don't know. That's a very, very good question, that. I'm not an Arteta fan, so he can go by all means, says Al. Will said he will stay at Arsenal. And Ketia played 90 minutes. I don't understand. Yeah, mate, I couldn't believe that. Not a chance. Listen, the reality is, when Pep leaves Man City, he could be one of the names that's on the list. If he's still at Arsenal, because I think they'll probably aim for someone bigger, but they might think, you know what? He worked with Pep. He knows these players, plays a similar style of football. You know, he knows all the coaches. It would be an easier transition than them going and getting Simeone or Zinedine Zidane or, you know, whoever they would be looking at. So, but I don't know. I think Pep's got at least 2 more years at City before he goes, at least. Will Arteta still be the Arsenal manager in 2 years? I don't know. Harrison said, I don't think he would win the league with them. He'd bottle it somehow. They will go for De Zerbi, says Jason. That's a good shout. A few of you saying De Zerbi. Taking Pep's job is big boots to fill. It's difficult, very difficult. Like Pep said, he never celebrated against us. He loves Arsenal at least. I've never questioned Arteta's care for Arsenal. He played for us. He cried when he left. He loved the club. But I want achievements, not effort. You know, it's like when you do exams, they say, oh, you know, A for effort, but it's an E for achievement. The achievement's more important than the effort. But you need the effort for the achievement, you know. Wild SSV said, just voted for you and Big Kev. Big up, bro. Here's Ben White down this right-hand side. Finds Smith Rowe. Arsenal knocking the ball about. Can we score a second goal before half-time? 30 minutes gone. Arsenal lead 1-0. Jorginho is getting a lot of the ball tonight in midfield. He's playing as a lone 6. He's been playing some risky passes. But everything is going for him, in all fairness. Lona said, or Iona said, Curtis, why people see Pep as the greatest manager ever? He spent a ton of money to win trophies. I think with Pep, and I love these arguments. Pep, it's a goal kick. We kept it and it's gone out. Pep is, that was a chance, by the way. Pep is a game changer in football. Pep changed football in this country and other countries. He's the blueprint for the majority of teams. And spending big money doesn't guarantee success. Mourinho spends big money. Ten Hag spent 450 million in 2 seasons. What do you see at Man United? Nothing. Van Gaal spent big money. All these clubs spent big money at Man United. It doesn't mean much. Smith Rowe, man, with the dribble in there. I actually think he should score that. Just seeing the replay of that, man, that is great dribbling. But I think he should slot that in. But listen, that's what Smith Rowe gives you. I've said many times, I said it in the preview last week, I think Smith Rowe should have been given a chance in that Havertz role. That there, what Smith Rowe's done, just that alone, you haven't seen Havertz do that once since he's been at Arsenal. I think if he's sharp and playing every week, he puts that in the corner. But it's a good run. It's encouraging, man. So yeah, the whole Pep spends big money thing, I don't use that as a way of saying he's not. Pep for me is one of the greatest managers ever. There's no doubt about it. There's, like I said, my son plays academies now, and their coaches are doing things that Pep does. You know, he's changed things. Greg said Reece is dropping into midfield, getting touches and moving the ball around. Havertz is just standing on the wing, waiting. Man is scared of the ball. I genuinely think Havertz is more scared of making a mistake than he is assassin. Is that true? Is that actually true? I know we're not basketball fans in here, but apparently Damian Lillard is going to the Milwaukee Bucks, which is crazy. I thought he was going to Miami Heat. And I am a big NBA fan, so that's like breaking news. That is madness. How have Miami Heat allowed that to happen? Wow. Portland Trail Blazers are trading Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. That is wild. Giannis and Lillard at the Bucks. Whew. That is madness. Miami Heat have had a stinker there, missing out on him. Anyway, let's concentrate on football. Yeah, Alvin, come on, man. I thought Lillard was going Miami. Anyway, Norgard's on the attack for Brentford. Let's not concede a stupid goal. Havertz is garbage. I'm done. He just doesn't do enough. He just doesn't do enough. I'm watching the game. I'm like, I have never, ever seen a more passive player ever than Kai Havertz. It's like he doesn't want the ball. Havertz is always buffering. Bro, I'm telling you, it's like a dodgy internet signal. Waiting for it to load, man. Like dial-up internet from back in the day. I just don't rate the guy. 10 minutes to half time. Oh, has he just had a shot? I haven't even seen it yet. Havertz hasn't scored in his past 17 matches. That is crazy. What kind of record is that? Oh, yeah, he hasn't scored in 17 games. All right, we'll give 65 million for him. Let's see how that goes. I've probably missed the chance already, to be honest. I think I've gone past it. Havertz is finished. Havertz is like bad wife. Was it a sitter? I must have missed it. It's gone past it. Brentford on the ball now. 10 minutes till half time. Lillard going to the Bucks. That's madness. Him and Giannis. I'm going to have to rewind that. I need to see that Havertz chance. And read these couple super chats. Highly wanted criminal. Havertz lacks urgency for an attacking player. Would be decent as an anchor in a midfield three. Man's going to end up as a defensive midfielder. World Order said, get angry. That's why I want to shout at Havertz. Just get angry. Show some fight. He's not bothered, man. He's getting his 200 grand. He didn't have to move house. He's chilling. White glove. Havertz needs to go on one of them Sancho retreats. Bro, You know when Kanye West started going mad and he went to the mountains for like 6 months? He needs to go there, man. He needs to go up there. He's got no confidence. Zero confidence. Um, 9 minutes till half time, people. 9 minutes till half time. Jorginho on the ball for Arsenal. We've had lots of possession. Cormac said, Curtis, big up. Would Daichi take out? Listen, mate, I wouldn't take Havertz. No chance, mate. Here at Everton, mate, we have real men. We eat bricks, we eat wood, we eat concrete. Unfortunately, Calvert-Lewin, he's out for 6 months. He's damaged an eyelash, so he won't be available for the foreseeable future. But Havertz, I'd have him nowhere near this club. We got real players like Neil Maupay, mate. So Havertz, you can keep him down there. He's rubbish. So there you go, Cormac. Cormac with the Daichi super chat, as always. The game's on ESPN Plus for anyone looking. Havertz is just Havertzing. That is an absolute nailed-on comment. Havertz is just Havertzing, people. Strolling around, the odd pass. Nelson, Smith-Rowe are the two players for me that have impressed me. Both lively, both want the ball, both looking to create chances. Havertz is unbelievably passive. I don't even like watching Havertz play football. I know this sounds really harsh. The patience is wearing thin. Eddie should have done better there. Good little run, though. Lil Uzi Verts, yeah, he'd do better than Havertz. Serious question, was Havertz really the answer? And well, no, he wasn't. He definitely wasn't. There's absolutely no doubt that he wasn't. Norgard on the ball for Brentford. I'm just looking what people are saying here about Havertz. Havertz is getting a lot of criticism again online, as you would expect. Ramsdale in possession. Let's see what man is saying. Yeah, people are not happy with Havertz. Havertz could go all season without scoring if this carries on, honestly. Dame to Bucks is correct. I can't believe that. I really can't. I thought he was going Miami Heat with Jimmy Butler, man. He's gone Bucks with Giannis. Crazy. Chunks would do better than... Yo, I'm telling you. I'd rather have that Kai Cenat, is it? The YouTube brother. I'd rather have Kai Cenat up front. How do you say his name? Kai Cenat. I'd rather have Kai Cenat up front than Kai Havertz, honestly. It's getting crazy. I'm really trying to stay calm with him. But at the moment, it's wild. I'm convinced he might not score for the rest of the season. Havertz is everything that annoyed us with Ozil, with none of his... 100%. You put up with the passive nature of Ozil because you knew every 5-10 minutes he's going to play a pass that splits the defence. He's going to do a turn that, you know... Oh, nobody can get near him. He's going to, you know, that's what you got from Ozil. Ozil was really frustrating. Then he produced a moment of magic and you went, you know what? That's worth everything that I just had to go through. I'm going through all that with Havertz with no magic at the end of it. It's like going to a circus to see a magician and he goes to pull a rabbit out of the hat and the hat's empty. Like, what the hell? Where was the trick? You know what I mean? I've paid to get in. You didn't even do a trick. This guy... Man's saying I'd rather have Mr. Beast. I would rather have Mr. Beast than Havertz. It's crazy. Get Henry out of retirement, says KG303. This is mad. Honestly, I don't know. I've tried. I said it so many times on this show. Let's try and back Havertz. I really want him to do well. I really want him to score. I don't want to criticise him. But how long am I supposed to sit here saying that for? Like he's not doing anything. He's basically playing left wing at the moment. And he gets the ball and he just passes it 6 yards. He does nothing. And Garbo, honestly, I'm not. I said this the other day on a show. He said, didn't a lot of legends take a number of games to start firing? Bergkamp, Henry, Perez. The difference, Garbo, the difference, and I said this the other day, all of those players that you're talking about, you could see moments of quality with all of them. I've got no problem with a guy coming to Arsenal and taking a number of games to settle in. That's the reality. New system, new teammates. It can take 10, 15 games to settle. But all those players showed glimpses. Henry would go past a fullback like he wasn't even there. Bergkamp would do a touch where you're like, oh my God, the ball's sticking to his foot. Perez would have a shot that bent just wide. You're like, wow, if he starts putting them in, he's going to be unreal. I am getting absolutely nothing. Nothing. I'm not even getting crumbs off the plate from this guy. The plate is empty. There's nothing. Even the most positive person can't find anything to give you out of what this guy's doing at the moment. It's unbelievably frustrating. As I've said before, he's a striker for me. All this midfield thing, you ain't going to get nothing out of this guy in midfield. Nothing. He doesn't have the engine. He doesn't play quick enough. In the Premier League where you get impressed, ain't happening. Ain't happening. Play Havertz as a false 9. And obviously, I wouldn't even start him false 9 anyway, because I'm going to play Jesus over him. And if you get Ivan Toney, what's the point of even having him? Curtis, remember the Kaka? Yeah, Jordan Jarrett Bryan said he reminded him of Kaka. It reminds me of Kappa, the old make. You know, it disappeared and never came back. It was a classic back in the day, and that's what he was. At Leverkusen, he was like Kappa. And now it's been discontinued. It's like Wolves. It's not about anymore. It's like, you know, all sports from back in the day. If you know about them old school shops, then you're with me right now. But yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. He's all over the place. I don't think this role suits him one bit. But hey, we'll see. Sebastian said he's a Cam 10, but we have Odegaard and Fabio are better. I think ESR should play there. I'd play ESR and Odegaard in front of Rice until we get Thomas Partey back. Robbie will give him a 7. LA Gear, remember them back in the day, man? They used to light up when you bang them on the floor. Party after party, you agenda having hypocrite. You got to give Havertz 43 games to settle. 43 games, 43 formation. You've got an agenda. We've only just signed him. Arteta is ruthless now. Plays Kai every game. I hear you, White Glove. Caicedo is not better at Chelsea either. Fair point, but who looks good at Chelsea at the moment? Anyone? Sterling had a couple good games at the start. Didn't a lot of... No, I've read that one already. Here's Nelson on the ball. He's been lively. You know what? Nelson's actually drifting into attacking midfield positions, and Havertz is playing more on the left, which is interesting. I think he just wants to be as far away from the ball as possible. Gabriel Magalhaes on the ball. Just looking at the Arsenal team thinking, if we can go 2-0 up, would you take anyone off to rest them for the weekend? Maybe Gabriel Magalhaes. I suppose the rest of them could all do with getting minutes. Young lad on the right, Sego, he hasn't had the ball much, to be honest. He looks lively, but you know we haven't seen much end product from him as yet, to be honest. We need Thomas Partey back, says Patrick. I agree. I think we realised against Tottenham the other day how much we missed Thomas Partey. Not that we didn't know anyway, but in games like that where their midfield had a lot of power, we could have done with him next to... Oh my days, what a chance. Eddie should have done better. Nelson laid it into him. Tries to chop the defender and loses the ball. That could have been 2-0. Minute before half-time as well. That could have been a great time for us to score. Oh, in fact, 30 seconds after the 45th minute. But yeah, it could have been 2-0 there. Eddie needs a goal, to be honest. His confidence is down after the last couple of games. Maddison was cheap. Maddison was 25 million cheaper than him. And he's 10 times better. Dewberry for Havertz at half-time. I would honestly... I mean, it's hard, isn't it? Because Do you just take him off and say, you know what, bro, you're not good enough. Put Odegaard on there and get the game sorted out? Or do you leave him on for 90 minutes and try and get something out of him? I don't know. I don't know what the alternative is with this guy. I don't know how. I don't know what. I'm running out of options. I'm running out of options. I know some people will say, you know, he hasn't been there long enough, but I'm not seeing anything. And I don't see a position on the pitch how you fit him in the team. That's the problem. Anthony said 65 million out the window. Should have got Maddison and Basuma. Big up Anthony. Marco said Havertz playing like it's a kickabout in the park. I'm telling you, man's super laid back. Vegas Gunnar said, I respect you said Havertz stinks before he even signed. Other channels are just starting to admit it after enough people have called it out first. Just say what you see, innit? That's what I always say with this channel. With this channel, I'm not going to cap because they play for our club. I want the best for him. I want him to score a hat-trick, get man of the match, and, you know, make us all eat humble pie. But I was asked when he signed for Arsenal, what did I think? I said, I think it's a shocking signing. It's too much money, and he's not good enough. And he doesn't have a clear position on the pitch where he can improve the team. Half-time whistle goes. He can play everywhere in that attacking area, but he's not good in any of them positions. So, crazy situation. Half-time whistle goes, people. Arsenal 1, Brentford 0. Let's get the tweet out. Decent half. Impressed with Smith Rowe and Nelson. Havertz doing nothing again. We need the second goal to be safe. Right, half-time whistle goes. So while that is half-time, I'm going to turn over to this Man City game. And we'll watch that. They're 0-0 at the moment. 12 minutes till half-time. Big up everyone locked in. 3.5K locked in to the chat. Big up Vegas Gunner with that super chat. How Sego's going? Got no stream, says Troy. He's been okay. I can't overhype him. I want him to do well again, but he hasn't done much on the ball. He does look lively, though. Tony says, play Havertz as false ball boy. False ball boy. He'd probably drop the ball, to be honest. Big up Marley is that guy with the super sticker as well. Appreciate that, bro. Big up everyone locked in. Make sure you like the video. Cello said Ceballos was better than Havertz. 100%. 100%. He had some really good games for us. He had some bad ones as well. Andrew said, Curtis, why did you stop playing with the way Havertz and Eddie play? You could be at Arsenal on 100k. Bro, listen, it is what it is, isn't it? He's clearly been a talented player, Havertz. He's just at the wrong... I think he's in the wrong league. I watched him for 3 years at Chelsea. I don't think he suits the Premier League at all. And it happens sometimes, people. How many players have we seen over the years? Timo Werner was ripping down the Bundesliga. He came here, he was shocking. Diego Forlan was shocking in the Premier League. He went to Spain. I think he won the Golden Boot. We've seen it many times over the years. Shevchenko came here. One of the best strikers in the world. He struggled. It happens. This league is not for every player. Kai Havertz, for me, would be better suited to Serie A or, you know, I don't know, maybe the 10th division on a Sunday morning in Hackney Marshes. In fact, he couldn't play that. He'd get kicked all over the place. Fraser said if he was really putting in a hard effort, I'd have more patience. But if he isn't putting in an effort, then you could play him for 1,000 minutes and he won't do anything. He looks like he's had sleeping tablets and gone on the pitch. Honestly, he looks half asleep. He looks like he's knackered. He looks like he's been in Ibiza for 3 weeks on a bender and he's knackered. He doesn't look interested. Honestly, I've never seen a player like it in my life. People said Ozil was passive, but I saw moments of magic all the time with Mesut Ozil where I'd go, yo, Mesut ain't doing nothing. Oh, forgive me. that pass, nobody else on the pitch can play that pass. Zip it. Don't say anything. He's magic. I watch Havertz and I'm like, okay, when's he going to do something? Monty, you're right. He's near off in between us. He genuinely is near off in between us. I said it the other week, and I hate that I'm constantly talking about it. I think he's going to go down as one of the worst signings ever at Arsenal. I honestly, I hate that I'm even saying this, and part of me thinks I shouldn't be saying this because it looks like I'm just, just going in every time. But I think at the moment, he is looking like one of the worst signings in the history of Arsenal because of the price. Third most expensive player in Arsenal history. Declan Rice, Nicolas Pepe, Kai Havertz, and then Aubameyang. Aubameyang was a world beater for a couple of years. Pepe was a flop, but he was 100 times better than this guy. And Declan Rice has started very well. Mustafi was bad, but I remember Mustafi having a good 15 games when we first signed him. I haven't seen one good game from this guy. Worse than Renarson cost 1.5 million. I'm convinced we signed him for a joke. That's the only explanation for it. But at least he's not affecting us. This guy is... Oh, yeah, the clock's still ticking. I think Kai Havertz is on the pitch still shooting at an open goal. He still hasn't scored. Now, listen, I'm concerned. I watched that first half. I think you might as well just take him off. You might as well get him off. Bring Odegaard on. Bring El Neni on. They'll give you more than that. It's literally nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Sambi 2.0, I think Sambi did more than him, honestly. And I called him Bambi Lakonga. It's worrying. It's starting to really concern me. And the problem with it, if Man City bought Kai Havertz for 65 million and he wasn't working, they wouldn't panic because I'd go, you know what? City will just bench him. And in a year's time, they'll sell him and take the hit. We've seen it happen. They signed Mangala for like 35, 40 million. He just went on a free. They weren't bothered. Just get rid of him. They signed Bravo from Barcelona. He was poor. Binned him. Quick turnover. Big money. 1 year, not good enough. Bin him. Get him gone. Where Arsenal, what concerns me with Havertz, I think we'll end up getting stuck with him for 2 or 3 years. I would already be looking at an escape plan. Honestly. I'd be looking at an escape plan already. Get him to Leverkusen for 30 million. Cut your losses. Cooper said Havertz looks lost. The worst shot ever goes to Havertz. I actually didn't even see that Havertz shot. I need to see it. Has anybody got a replay of it? I'm going to try and find it. Do you know what? I'm going to turn over. Havertz's confidence is totally... Yeah... Everyone's saying the same thing. Azrul said, get Ben White out. He's already on a stupid yellow card. Brentford winger's going to attack him. I'm a little bit concerned about Ben White. I spoke about this the other day. I think at times Ben White looks like a centre-back playing right-back. I think he can be got at. I think if you was playing against Arsenal, you would really try and get at Ben White. Yeah, he was very good last season, but can he keep it up for 50, 60 games? Big up Azrul. Kibi said, in life, you have to cut your losses early. Bye, Kai. Bro, I'm telling you. But we won't. We'll have him for 3 or 4 years going through this. Charlie said, I thought El Neni passed back a lot. Wow, Kai, man. I would actually celebrate if El Neni came on for him now. And I think El Neni's up there as the worst player at the club. I'd take him over Havertz right now. That's what this guy's doing to me. Edu smoked a spliff before negotiating for Havertz, said African Giant. Bro, I don't know what was going through that guy's head. He must have been at a barbecue in Brazil on drinking Ray and Nephew or so. I don't know. I don't know the explanation. Big up African Giant. And by the way, you're drawing 0-0 with Brighton at half-time, You better make sure you don't lose that game, bro. Fulham won. Oh, no, there hasn't been a goal. Maybe Kai Havertz has scored in an open goal and he's celebrated. But there hasn't been a goal, people. Apologies. I don't know why that just randomly jumps on screen sometimes. Kasim said, big up C-Unit every time. Kai Havertz. I mean, he's the type of kid. If you as a kid, you play hide and seek. He hides and you never find him. He just ruins the game. Goes 3 miles up the road, you know. You can't find him. He's a spoil sport, isn't he? Big up John Leia. You know what? I used to criticise Denilson. You've always had Denilson as your picture. Newcastle are 1-on-1. Oh, Edison saved it. Murphy, I don't know why this guy's still at Newcastle. Should have scored that. It's not even Edison in goal, it's Ortega. Great play by Joel Linton. Isaac, 1-on-1 with a keeper in the penalty area. Just drill it in the corner. Yeah, Denilson, all is forgiven. I never rated Denilson. I would take him over Havertz every single day of the week. He said, big up Big C, if Havertz had a theme song, it would be Afro Man. And then I was high. What a waste of money. Bro. Just literally thrown 65 M's down the drain. Zach said Kai is too slow and kicks the ball like a 1-year-old. Big up, Zach. Omar said it could be worse, mate. If Chelsea don't score today, they have no goal to choose from for goal of the month. Oh, that's mad. That's mad. I think 1 month we had 1 goal or something. Gunnar Roller said, hope Bayern still want him before Tuchel gets sacked. Come and get him, half price. Come and have a look. £1 fish. Very, very good. Very, very cheap. Trust me, you can get Havertz for £1 right now. Zamir said, big up my bro. We have so many average players like Kai, Jorginho and Eddie. I don't think we're going to win something this season. I'm concerned. Zamir said, Osimhen just scored for Napoli and did not celebrate. I'm not surprised after what they did, trolling him at the weekend. Havertz will be Arteta's downfall. Yeah, I agree with you, Cooper. I definitely agree with you on that one. Gary said, I'd prefer Havertz in Eddie's position. Yeah, I think he could possibly. His best performances have been in false nine. Against Man City, for me, was his best game. Now, he missed 2 big chances in that game, but he was good. In midfield, it's horrendous. It's never going to happen, let me tell you that. He just doesn't have the work rate, the intensity. He doesn't want the ball. His confidence is absolutely on the floor as well, by the way. He has zero confidence. He looks like a player that is just playing to not make a mistake. He doesn't want to be on the pitch. Honestly, I've seen players play like that, and he doesn't want the ball. He's scared to make a mistake. When he shoots, he's got no confidence. He's all over the place. Oshin Uga said Eddie is a better player than Havertz. Probably for us, he is. Havertz has controlled the game, says Rocket. Oh dear. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what game we're watching. Was you watching the game? I don't know. Maybe online they'll tell me how good he attacks space and things like that. If we get a penalty, should we give it to Havertz for confidence? I mean, does he have the confidence to even want to take it? Jorginho's going to want to take it and do the kangaroo jump and all that, but I don't know. I don't know with Havertz, honestly. I'm trying. He controlled the game. That one tickled me. I can't lie. That one tickled me. Jermaine said, I'm sick of it, Curtis. You have an agenda against Havertz. He's only been in the league 3 years. Give him time to settle. He only came here in 2019. He needs more time, or 2020. He's only been here 3 years, people. He needs to settle. He doesn't speak English. He doesn't understand the league. Dear, oh dear me. It's like buying a Cat D car that's been in a heavy car crash and spending your life savings on it. Like, you just don't do it, do you? Oh, but it's a Lamborghini. Yeah, but it's got no engine and the wheels are hanging off. It just doesn't make sense. I actually want to stop talking about him because I feel like I'm going over the top, but I can't believe what I'm watching. I genuinely can't believe. Man said Kaiden Seek. That is an absolute banger. I'm telling you, he spent his life savings on a Cat D Lamborghini. It's got no engine. 2 of the wheels are hanging off. And the steering wheel slips out. And he said, yeah, but it's a Lambo. Like, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. There has to be money laundering going off at this point with Chelsea. Chelsea must have done something to Arsenal that we don't know about? Like, did they get us out of debt 15 years ago and we owe them something? I don't get it. They take Ashley Cole offers. Best left back in Premier League history. They take Giroud, who ends up being very good for them, by the way. And we take Gallas, Benayoun, Lassana Diarra, David Luiz, Peter Cech. Willian, I thought, listen, it doesn't get any worse after Willian. Surely you stop there. They said, no, we can go further than that. We got Willian on a free. We're going to make it worse than that. We're going to spend £65 million on a player that they want out. They don't want him. Poch don't want him. We're going to spend 65 M's on him. It is crazy. I would have rather taken Mason Mount, honestly. And I don't even really like Mason Mount. I call him Pace and Pound. But at least he runs around and puts effort in and has some sort of intensity. It's crazy. We literally probably signed the player from Chelsea that suits us the least out of... You go through all their players, and there's a lot of Chelsea players I don't like. But it's mad. I actually need to stop talking about him. But I'm in shock. I'm actually in shock. Havertz is like that... Daniel. Not now, Daniel. I would have rather been in that car park than watching this. Second half's about to begin soon. Will Havertz still be on the pitch? I don't know. Let's hope he scores. Only fools and horses settings, honestly. It's like Trigger calling Rodney Dave. All right, Dave. It's like Rodney. I'd rather have Rodney up front right now than Havertz. Chad said I would have taken Mason over Havertz. Imagine if we had Maddison. Look how Maddison was playing the other day. Horrible to say because he's playing for them lot. He was cooking. Look what the guy was doing. Return to sender. It is. It's return to sender. You know, it's like getting a debt letter through your door and you send it back and you say, listen, he don't live here no more, even though it's you who sent it back. Just send Havertz back to Chelsea free of charge. Just say, listen, man, the 65 M's, just a donation to help you lot. You, man, finished mid-table last year. You know what I mean? We thought we'd help out. You've spent $1 billion. We've done a GoFundMe. We've raised 65 million. But do us a favour. Just take him back. You don't even have to pay for him. We'll cover half the wage. Just take... I need to stop. I'm out of control at the moment. But I can't believe what I'm seeing. Anyway, second half. Second half, people. They probably wouldn't take him on a free. Somebody said I would have taken Hudson-Odoi over him. I would as well. Shelby, I'm with you. I would. Havertz will be on loan at Leverkusen in 2 years. You're right. You're right. Because no one's going to pay for him. There's rumours that he's actually the highest paid player. Second half's underway. Wow. Caught me on the back foot there. I've literally spent the whole 15 minutes talking about Havertz. But we're back. We're underway, people. Second half about to begin. Well, in fact, it has begun. Can he prove me wrong? Can he shut me up? Slam one into the top corner. And say, take that. I scored the winning goal in the Champions League final. Put some respect on my name, people. Big up everyone locked in. Make sure you like the video and subscribe as well to the channel. We're in subscriber only mode. So, you know what I mean? If your name ain't down, you ain't coming in, people. VIP settings. Havertz is creating all of the inverted space. You can't see what he does off the ball. It's what he does off the ball that you don't see. He's unbelievable. He's so intelligent. Big up Cooper. Big up Young Gunno said, when I played competitive as a winger, I had a fullback behind me with zero confidence. Our coach kept playing him even when he cost us goals. Shocking. He's in a situation, Arteta. He really is. Inno, thank you for the super sticker, bro. Appreciate it. Aluminium said, Havertz is the laziest player I've seen for a long while. He looks completely bored. He looks like he just wants to get home and count his wages. So, you know what? Let me just get home and make sure I got all of that 220 grand this week. Because I don't want to be on this pitch. He probably don't even want to be at Arsenal, to be honest. He probably is still disappointed that Chelsea got rid of him. Imagine you score the winning goal in a Champions League final for that club. You go down in history, have probably the greatest evening of your career as a player. And a year or two later, they bin you and sell you to a rival. Do you know what I mean? He's probably thinking, he's probably still shell-shocked that he plays for us. He looks like he's surprised every time you look at him. His eyebrows are raised. He looks like he can't believe he's here. Maybe it's the kit. Maybe the kit's confusing him. But anyway, if he scores, I'll look pretty silly after I've spent 15 minutes criticising him. Mbele said, certainly my best YouTube channel that just makes a whole lot of intriguing and interesting. Makes much more Arsenal news sense than any other. Big up yourself, bro. I really appreciate it. Big up Latte in the cut. He said, Big C, stop the cap. He will not score. How long is he going to go without scoring? Could he go a whole season without scoring? Yero said, Curtis, if Havertz doesn't work out, where does that leave Arteta? Inexcusable mistake. Listen, it depends how the season goes. If we have a bad season and you've tied yourself up, then he's going to get a lot of criticism. He'll get a lot of criticism for it. If he's brave and he just says it hasn't worked out and you've got to be a squad player, which is what he's going to have to do, I'll have more respect for him. That's what he needs to do. And he needs to say, you know what, I've spent 65 million on him, but this guy doesn't improve the starting 11. You're just going to have to be a bench player. And that's it. And we keep it moving. But anyway, Liverpool have equalised apparently. Gakpo for Liverpool. Arsenal in possession. There was a foul on Eddie and Nketiah. There's no changes at half-time. Man City, Newcastle is 0-0 at half-time. Villa losing to Everton at home, 1-0. And Chelsea is still 0-0. Like somebody said, if Chelsea don't score tonight, they won't have scored for the entire month of September, meaning they can't even do a goal of the month because they haven't scored for the whole month. And their next game is not till Monday, the 2nd of October. So goal of the month will be cancelled for Chelsea if they don't score tonight. You spent £1 billion and you haven't scored one goal in a month is just crazy. Here's Jorgensen on the ball for Brentford. I'm expecting a difficult second half. I'm going to be honest because Brentford were lacklustre in that first half. And their manager was saying he wanted a response from them. That was a flat first half. Lack of intensity. I think if Arsenal can score this second goal, I think Brentford are finished. I've got to be honest. They don't look like they're that up for it. They don't look too motivated. Although they do look strong. Young Buck Sago there got bullied off the ball. Jorginho's getting a lot of possession though. They're trying to hit us on their counter-attack though, and Bremo is dangerous. The game doesn't go to extra time at this stage. And also, by the way, there's no VAR at this stage of the competition. So any dodgy penalty or anything, you won't get any replays tonight. Vegas Gunner said Kai will be the excuse for no January spending. Well, they're already saying that we're borderline on FFP. If you look at the last 2 or 3 years, look how much money we've spent and look how much money we've gained from selling players. The balance is way off. We've spent way more than we've managed to sell. So I think we're going to have to sell 1 or 2 players in January. Big up Vegas Gunner. Young Gunner said the unscorables featuring Havertz and Nketiah. It'll be a good double act, won't it? That is for sure. Highly wanted criminal. Big up yourself. 7 months as a member. Big up. He said you jinxed it. They just scored. Liverpool. Somebody put that in the comments. I was just saying what they said in the comments, but Gakpo did score, right? Yeah, it is 1-1. Kai is the biggest scam in Arsenal history, worse than Kim Kallstrom. Kim Kallstrom scored an important penalty in a shootout, I'll have you know, with a broken back. Big up Kim Kallstrom. He's in Arsenal folklore. Arsenal have possession again. Oh, Chelsea have scored, apparently. Jackson scored. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. He finally scored after all them missed chances. I was calling him Michael Jackson at the weekend. Rest in peace to the great man, of course. No disrespect, but Nicholas Jackson has scored as Eddie loses possession there. Everton are winning 2-0 against Villa. Wow. That's a good result for us if we get through. Villa would have been a tricky game. Unai tax, and much rather go to Everton. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I was trolling him in the first half, saying he's out with a broken eyelash, but he scored. James Garner scored the first. Calvert-Lewin scored the second. So 2-0 to Villa against 2-0 to Everton away at Villa. We just need Man City to get beat now. That would be a good Man City and Liverpool. Let's get those two out. Obviously, Man United beat Palace 3-0 last night. Palace were terrible. Luton lost to Exeter as well. So a couple of Prem teams are out. And a couple will go out tonight. Brentford have possession. 7 minutes gone. Probably, I would imagine Ivan Toney's at this game watching it as well. So it would be good for us to win and just show him, look, man, we got a second team out here and we've still beaten you. John said bringing Kai Havertz to Arsenal deserves jail time. Listen, man, so someone deserves investigating, that's for sure. Kenny said Amrabat was unreal. I've always rated Amrabat. What I would say, I wouldn't get carried away over a Carabao Cup performance against a very poor Palace. But he is a good player. There's no doubt about it. I was really surprised that other clubs didn't try and get him at that price as well. I think 25, 30 million. As Eddie was literally wrestled to the floor there. Arsenal have possession with Gabriel. Bournemouth are beating Stoke. Is it 1-0? Some people saying 2-0. 2-0 to Bournemouth. Solanke and Rothwell have scored. Kevin Campbell's son plays for Stoke, although it doesn't look like he's playing tonight. I don't know if he's on the bench, maybe. But Bournemouth winning 2-0. Obviously, Arsenal played Bournemouth at the weekend in the Premier League. So we'll keep an eye on that one. All the other scores are the same. Blackburn beating Cardiff as well. Fulham beating Norwich. Can we get the second goal? Game's going a little bit flat. Would you make any changes? Do we risk Gabriel Jesus or Odegaard or Zinchenko? I would say let's try and not bring them on if we have to. Rastaman said we should have gone for Gravenberch. I mean, what did they pay for him? About 30 million? People were giving that transfer window 8s and 9s out of 10 in the summer. And I said, people are getting carried away. You know, Havertz does not improve us. Timber, it could be out all season. That's unfortunate. Declan Rice, a good signing, but it's not an 8 or 9 out of 10 window. I think we needed a centre midfielder, potentially a right winger, and potentially a striker. So we need to bring in signings in January as well. Yeah, and Nketiah's not having a great game. He's got booked as well. He's wiped out there right back with a late tackle. Big up Hicks with the super chat. Really appreciate it. He said, Big C, been watching since 20k subs. Always tune in to listen to your views on the club. Your punchlines always make me laugh. Coneman music. Caicedo, Spice and Rice would have been the missing piece. Okay, imagine Caicedo and Declan Rice together in midfield. But this is why I was so annoyed that we didn't buy him in January, because I think in January we could have got Caicedo for about 80 million. He ended up costing 115 million. So people were going, yeah, but we offered 70 million for him and we didn't get him. Yeah, but we should have gone again. Should have said 75 million. Should have said 80 million, you know. He's not doing very well at Chelsea, but I still believe he's a good player. Big up Hicks, though, with the super chat. Dirty Dan said we buy Havertz, City buy Nunes. Yeah, Nunes looks decent. I still think City could have got somebody better, but apparently he's been interested in him for a while. Here's Mbuemo, gets it out wide to Wissa. Brentford on the attack. We definitely need a second goal. Eddie is not having a game to remember here, by the way. His hold-up play is not good, man. Not good at all. Here's Onyeka. A bit harsh on Eddie, that, but it was late. Ben White has possession. Eddie needs to improve his hold-up play for me. Needs to protect the ball better. Here's Whistler on the attack. Brentford putting pressure on us. Don't do anything stupid here, people. Let's not concede. Norgard, left-hand side for Brentford. They've got bodies forward here as well. Remember, it goes straight to penalties. No extra time if we're drawing after 90 minutes. Havertz is still on the pitch. I don't think I've mentioned him once in the second half. No, it looks like we're all right. Make sure you smash the likes, people. Let's get up to 3K. Nearly 3.5K in the chat. Gabriel gets the ball. Arsenal should clear it. And voting is in the link as well. Listen, come on, Havertz. Can we get a goal out of you? Let's get a positive moment that we can build on. Give us an assist. Create something. Hit the ball. A good bit of skill. We need something. Tony would win us the league. I think Tony's a great player, and I do want us to sign him. I'm still not actually sure that he wins us the title. Yeah, I think people have to understand how good Manchester City are. Tony definitely improves us, but I don't know if he wins us the title. 4-2 to Blackburn. We have no directness on this team, Curtis. We need a focal point up top. There's a threat to turn and shoot. Tony or Victor is a must. I agree with that. I agree. I think we do need a focal point. Somebody with some physical presence if Jesus isn't up there. Jesus obviously quite small. Gabriel there, I don't know what he was doing. Half asleep, which he does sometimes, don't he? He does do that sometimes. His concentration levels drop off. Tony is great, but we need an 8, says Aussie Gooner. Gabriel occasionally has them moments, don't he, where he goes to sleep. Gooner Blood said, I try not to be negative about players, but Havertz feels insanely pointless. Eddie can't get a signal. Producer said we need a clean sheet. The job was half done. We got gas. We need El Neni and Ketia, Havertz, Tommy, Jorginho all out. Yeah, I was saying the other day, I think there's still half a dozen players that need to get moved on, and you've named, you've named 5 there, definitely. You could add Cedric to that as well. He needs to get off the wage bill. I think Fabio Vieira's got another year to prove himself, really. Yeah, Man U being linked with Gnabry today. I mean, if we allow that to happen, the guy said if he ever comes back to the Prem, he wants to go to Arsenal. Plays right wing, could compete with Saka, play left wing, can play through the middle. Would probably cost the same as what Havertz costs. He's being linked with United. I will be fuming if Gnabry goes to United in January. They're obviously looking for a right winger because of Anthony's issue at the moment and Sancho's problems. Arsenal on the ball. Can we get that second goal and finish Brentford off? Sané would be great. I think he's one of their best players at the moment, so I don't... There was talk of him wanting to leave last season. It seems as if he's settled down now at the club. Ben White on the ball. Eddie's signal's gone. Leroy Sané is carrying Bayern, along with Kane. I think Kane's got about 6 goals already, hasn't he? I don't know if Bayern are looking to sell him, but it seems as if they're willing to maybe cash in on him if somebody offers big money. It looks like United have targeted him. 30 minutes to go in this game. Big up everyone locked in. Nelson on the ball. It's getting a bit more scrappy in this second half, which might suit Brentford. We're not a team that really likes scrappy games. Tomiyasu's having a very good game. The interesting thing that I forgot to mention is Tomiyasu is playing at centre-back, as KS has said. I actually said at the start of the game Ben White was going to go centre-back and Tomiyasu at right-back. Tomiyasu is playing at centre-back and having a very good performance. I actually don't think Ben White is having a great game today at right-back. The last few games he's worried me a little bit. Gnabry's wages are high. Well, listen, quality players are going to demand high wages. That's just the reality of any situation. Top players going to cost big money. We're paying big wages at the moment. Gabriel did well there to clear that. Yeah, Ben White's not really giving the ball to Sego, is he? I don't know. Maybe he sees a young player. He doesn't trust him to give him the ball. But that was a very good clearance from Magalhaes. They're trying so hard not to pass to Sego. I think it's horrible sometimes, isn't it, in football when players don't seem to trust them. Cooper said, what's worse, the away kit or Havertz? Listen, I'll take the away kit over Havertz. Big up Cooper. John said, Havertz is one player I can't... Listen, John, I appreciate it. We've got no other option but to try and support him. I know I've spent 10 minutes at half time saying how bad he's been. But what other option do we have? The window's closed. We're stuck with him. I just think Arteta's got to get to a point where he says, do you know what? He doesn't make the starting 11 when we're picking our best team. Because, you know, if you take the pressure and expectation off him by just using him as a bench player who comes on and you rotate him, all of a sudden, people like me, we're not going to be talking about him as much. We'll just go, oh, Havertz is on the bench. If he can come on and help us, then so be it. But when he's starting, you're heaping more pressure on him. Now, obviously, tonight's a Carabao Cup game. You're thinking not as much pressure. There won't be as much intensity. Maybe he can get a goal. Maybe he can do something positive to build on. But at the moment, it hasn't happened for him. Brentford looking a bit more lively in this half. Shot was blocked there by Benjamin White. Highly wanted criminal, said Eddie Howe will get sacked. No way he survives after this season. Both Milan and City games are shocking. A lot of people saying that Eddie Howe, they think he may not survive the season. I always got this impression that when a club gets taken over by that much money, the first time that Eddie Howe has a dip and really struggles, they're going to go, well, we're billionaires, mate. Now it's time to probably get a big manager. While he's doing well, they'll put up with it. You know? Ara said, we have to beat City or it's over. If we lose to City next weekend, we'll be 7 points behind them. I don't think you catch them if you're Arsenal. I've never really seen a team 7 points behind Man City and end up overtaking them and winning the title. I know it's early in the season. I think if Arsenal have any chance of winning the league, they've got to beat Man City next week at the Emirates. No Rodri and no De Bruyne. I know they've got unbelievable squad depth, but De Bruyne is usually the player that rips us apart. It's not even always Haaland. It's usually KDB. And for him and Rodri not to be playing, you ain't going to get a better opportunity than that. The problem is, who's going to be on the pitch for us? Is Rice going to be back? Is Partey back? Is Trossard back? Is Martinelli? Is Saka? So this game is not particularly great at the moment. Arsenal in possession. Sego gets the ball, loses it there. I think he will get taken off. He hasn't been great. You know, he's a young player. He's going to need time. It's not an easy game to go in as your debut. Brentford are starting to catch us on the break a bit there. Shots getting blocked. But yeah, I think Sego will come off. Quick fire question. Will Kylian Mbappe will be given to Arsenal, but Saka will be sold? Would you sell him? So basically, would I sell Saka for Mbappe? Saka's gone. If you're giving me Kylian Mbappe, Saka leaves. Simple as that. Like, I love Saka, but come on. Kylian Mbappe, hat-trick, World Cup final. There's levels. For me, Mbappe is probably the best player in the world. Oh, my days. They hit the post now. What a save. Am I wrong in saying Ramsdale saved that? I think Ramsdale tips that onto the post. I need to see the replay. I'm almost certain he tipped that onto the post. Comments. Did he save that? I haven't seen the replay. Do you regret asking the Mbappe question? Great banter, man. I'm all for it. I stick by it. He saved it, right? I haven't seen a replay of it. I saw the original. I'm sure he tips it onto the post. Ramsdale's having a good game. And I said this before. His career doesn't have to be over. I know David Raya is flavour of the month, but he wasn't amazing at the weekend, although he did make a great save. Oh my God, how are they not scoring here, Brentford? They're missing sitters. Our squad hasn't changed from last season, said Ara. I mean, you'd think so after spending 210 million. But no, it doesn't look... I'm seeing just the same faces, really. We're under a lot of pressure. I still haven't seen a replay if he saved that. I'm almost certain he tips it. You can see the ball change direction. Ben White getting cooked like a Christmas turkey. Listen, I've said for a while, Ben White's going under the radar, but he's not looking that great at right back at the moment, in my opinion. He's been dealt with a few times, you know, Rashford's and... Oh, Newcastle have scored against Manchester City. Let's get them out of this competition. Hey, Newcastle. Joe Linton, what is Rico Lewis doing? It looks like he dummies it. Murphy into Joe Linton. Got to be one of the most improved players in the Premier League. Great ball. Isaac scores at the back post. Joe Linton. Up front, he was horrendous. In midfield, he is a tank. I thought he could have cleared that, Lewis. It's almost like he dummied it. Isaac. Could he have cleared that? Of course he could. It goes, well, maybe it goes behind him. Listen, no matter what's happening, Manchester City 0. Newcastle United 1. Get in there. Let's go. Yeah, Joe Linton, man, I'm telling you, in midfield, man is a beast. Up front, he was awful. 1-0 to the Geordies. Pep will be fuming, by the way. He said in an interview the other day he wanted to win the quadruple. That ain't going to happen if that carries on, but you can never write them off. Gabriel Jesus coming on. Yeah, I missed the replay of Ramsdale. Typical, innit? Turnover. Zinni's on. Wow, Zinni, I didn't think he'd play him in this game. Did not think that. Zinni and Gabby coming on. Sago comes off at Jesus. Of course, he keeps Eddie on the pitch. Not going to take his stepson off, is he? He loves him. When Ben White comes off, and just as I said, mate, Ben White has been getting dealt with. Let's not cap. He has not been great. He is another one who looks a bit too laid back at times, Ben White. I honestly think if you're a very lively left winger, you feel you can have a go at Ben White. It's a little bit worrying, to be honest. But anyway, do us a favour. No, we go. Why is Eddie still on the pitch? He's desperate for him to score. He knows his confidence is low. And Jesus comes on. Will Jesus play right wing again? Or left wing this time? Havertz is trending, which is never a good sign. One guy saying, I think Havertz has played well. Is he trolling or what? Yeah, most other people are not saying that he's playing well. Let's put it that way. Just watching the Osimhen goal. Yeah, good finish. Very good finish. But anyway, we should look more comfortable now. Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko on the pitch. Ben White has come off. I'm not sure how we're going to line up. Zinni at left back, Tomiyasu right back, Ben White with Gabriel. Yeah, good back four that. We should be fine, hopefully. Although we are under pressure. We are under pressure. Chelsea 2-0. They'll be through now. Oh, just missed a Havertz pass, apparently, to Nelson. I'm just seeing it now. Havertz. Oh, come on. I mean, look, he hits the post, but that... Let's make no mistake about that. I don't know if I'm doing him really dirty here. Did he mean to pass to him? I feel like he was trying to pass to Eddie. I honestly, I could be really harsh here. I think he's trying to pass to Eddie, and he plays it behind him. Nelson's unlucky. It's the post. I could be doing him totally dirty here. What do you guys think in the comments? I think that's a misplaced pass to Eddie, and it's behind him. Chelsea's goal's been disallowed, apparently. Zinni on the ball. Zinni's stepping into midfield, actually, now. Honestly, am I doing him dirty here, people? Am I doing it? I think that's a misplaced pass. If it's not, I apologise. I really do. If he's picked out Nelson there, then that's a great ball. Michael said that pass wasn't meant for Nelson. Ball is behind it. I genuinely think that. But we'll see. Less than 20 minutes to go. 18 minutes left, people. Let's make sure we secure this win. He was looking for Eddie. Yeah, Zinni's come on a bit casual. Misplaced pass. He said Havertz is just low in confidence and will come good if we all support him. Big C, I blame Arteta for playing him in midfield. He should be up front. Listen, I agree. I've always said up front, he's got something about him up front. But in midfield, it's not it. Iwobi has scored for, I was going to say Everton. He plays for Fulham now. 2-0 against Norwich. Just quickly with the scores. Liverpool are beating Leicester 2-1. So Bosley has just scored for them. He's doing well, actually. We were linked with him a year or so ago. 2-1 to Liverpool. West Ham are beating Lincoln 1-0. Villa are losing 2-0 to Everton. That's a shock. Manchester City are losing 1-0 to Newcastle. That game kicked off a little bit later. Still 31 minutes to go. Fulham beating Norwich 2-0. Arsenal winning 1-0. Chelsea winning 1-0 at home to Brighton. So a few Premier League teams are going to be knocked out at the moment. Brighton, Villa, Man City all heading out. Palace were knocked out last night. ESR's been quiet second half, to be honest. Listen, Liverpool do look good. They freshened up that midfield and added some energy and some power in there. Szoboszlai looks like a very, very good player. We need to get our act together because they've got Europa League. They can rotate and rest players. If we're not careful, they'll be the ones that are closer to City. Is Gabriel Jesus on the ball? 16 minutes left. Cereal for dinner said, I wanted Havertz to get that assist so bad. Listen, even if Nelson scores, I would have still given him the credit. And I know I've been a bit harsh on Havertz, but I do want him to do well. But he's got to put the effort in. You see his best work. It's higher up the pitch, which tells me you've got to play him in a forward position. You can't play him in midfield. You just can't. He has to play as a false nine or use him as like a Giroud type of player. Dak said Kai's pass was clearly for Reece. He was looking right at him and played the perfect angle to hit in his stride. If he did, fair enough, I'm being very harsh. Maybe I just haven't got the belief in him at the moment that he meant it. But yeah, big him up, big him up. Unlucky. Goal kick to Arsenal. Brentford still putting pressure on. Tierney's just got an assist apparently for Sociedad. Eddie's missed a decent chance, which I've just missed on the screen again. I'm looking at two screens. Peter, thank you for the super chat, bro. Tomiyasu is our most underrated player at the moment. Sad when we don't appreciate the fact he is playing everywhere at the back four. I think in his first season, we all fully appreciated Tomiyasu. He was fantastic. I think why we haven't appreciated him as much in the last year is he's been injury prone. He's lost his place at right back to Ben White. And, even in pre-season, he played left back against Man United, I think, in New York. And he wasn't great. So, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Sometimes when you're not in the team, people forget about how good you are. But big up Peter with the super chat. Mr. SJE said Curtis respectfully disagrees. Been up front for 3 seasons. Been the worst striker in the league. Less goals than Bamford and Calvert-Lewin. Listen, I hear you on that. I'm not saying I would have signed him up front. I'm not saying I want him up front. What I'm saying is I think that he's more productive when he plays up front than when he plays in midfield. He definitely looks like he's got more about him when he gets the ball in an attacking area. When he's in midfield, it's like I'm miles away from the goal. I don't have the energy to run past people. I'm just going to pass the ball. I'm just going to pass the ball and keep it moving, you know. OGD said, you're being harsh on Kai there. You don't always pick out a player with a cross you just put in the right area. Yeah, listen, maybe he was. So if he was, apologies. If he wasn't, though, Ramsdale just made a save. I've only just seen the response on there, but I haven't seen the actual save yet. Big up Jay Diamond, said it's his birthday today, getting old. Big up the whole unit. Blessings on your birthday, bro. Big up for tuning in. Bedroom Produce said Liverpool can win the title. Anfield is a big factor. It's still tough to go there. It's easy at the Emirates. We are not even good at home. Oh, good save there by Rambo. Should save it. Ramsdale's had a very good game. Very good game. I'm really impressed with him at the moment. Uh-oh. Brentford's goal. They've had a goal, but I think it's been disallowed. Handball. I thought they'd equalised. I haven't even seen the handball. I just got the flash. So, is it offside or handball? It's saying goal disallowed. So, Brentford have scored. The goal's been disallowed. I don't know if it's handball or offside. I'm just seeing it now. People saying it's offside. It's a good job they've given that, you know, because there's no VAR. I'm just about to see it. I mean, what Arsenal looked like they were complaining for handball before it even got there. So fair enough, fair play to the ref. Offside, I believe. There's no VAR at this stage in the competition. So we're glad that they gave that anyway. So fair enough. We continue. Still 1-0 to the Gunners. Yeah, offside. Fair play. The linesman had his flag up. We're quick to diss, linesman and stuff. He got it right there, so big him up. No VAR, so if he'd have just kept his flag down there, we'd have been in trouble. Still 1-0. 11 minutes to go. Onyeka and Hickey came off. Lewis Potter and Ola Kigby came on for Brentford. It is a wake-up call. We don't want to be going to penalties. That is for sure. You've hung on this long. Keep it going. Brentford on the attack again, though. We definitely got to be careful here. Blew the whistle before they headed in. There you go. Fair enough. Referee was on point. Bigged them up. No, man. That was no pass for Nelson. That was meant for Eddie. I don't want to say otherwise. Yeah, butchered a little bit there. I can't lie. Havertz hasn't played poorly. He's just not doing anything extra. Listen, man, we didn't pay 65 million for him to just not do anything wrong. He's here to excel at the end of the day. We can't use that as, oh, he didn't do anything wrong. That's not what this is about. All the details for the draw. So when is the 4th round draw? I believe it's usually after the games the same evening. So let me just check. Is the draw tonight? Let's just make sure we're in it. Carabao Cup draw will take place following the Man City Newcastle game. Okay, fair enough. So I might actually go back live for that. Or do I just do... Well, we'll see. We'll see. So that their game kicked off at 8. So it's straight after the Newcastle game against Man City. So being about... I think they've got about 25 minutes left in that game. Let me read these super chats. Bish Bash Bosh. Who is this Sago guy? What's he like? I mean, he didn't do much. He looked lively, he looked quick, but he got dragged. He didn't really do anything. He'll probably get another opportunity. Big up Amaro, who says, big up the community. Lots been going on lately. Hardly catch a live stream. I've been watching the replays. Tommy is my man of the match. Damn, he's done good. He's had a very, very solid game. This looks like Tomiyasu the season we bought him. And I think he plays centre-back for Japan. So maybe he'd be a good option for us there. But big up to you, bro. Appreciate the super chat as always. Juan said, if Arteta wins no trophies this year, does he go? There has to be context around it. If we finish second and push Man City all the way, but if we finish like fourth and we're miles behind City and we don't win anything, I think you've got to be open-minded about it. You know, you've got to, I'm being totally honest, you can't, if you can get a top quality manager who's a trophy winner, then possibly. Reece Nelson's coming off, I think, and Smith Rowe. El Nenny's coming on. I didn't even see who else came on there. Who was the other one? Martin Odegaard's coming on. I'm really surprised he's done that. But he obviously wants a bit more control for the end of the game. El Nenny comes on, people. ESR not fully match fit. Listen, that 60 minutes will do him good. Respectfully disagree, must deliver this season. Listen, I hear you on that. I do hear you on that. And the problem we've got is, I don't think we win the Prem. I don't think we win the Champions League. So your only trophy opportunities are the 2 domestic cups. He's got to take them seriously. El Neni on in 2023. He's still left Havertz and Eddie Nketiah on the pitch, desperately trying to... Jorginho and El Neni double pivot. What dreams are made of. let's get it in. Jorginho and El Neni double pivot. And Nketiah. Oh, dear. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You wouldn't think we'd spent 650 million, would you, for El Neni and Jorginho double pivot with Kai Havertz and Eddie Nketiah up front? It's crazy. Kivior with an excellent challenge there, apparently. He's had a decent game, actually, Kivior, you know. Brentford have really put the pressure on. Oh, he cleared it up. What a block that is. The Kiwi. Is the Kiwi ripe? The Kiwi might be ripe, I'm telling you. Brilliant block by Kivior. I think that was going in as well. We've got 5 minutes to go, people. Hopefully not a lot of time added on. Hasn't been a great game. It's not one you want to watch the highlights. Here's Havertz. Come on. Do something, please. Get a goal. Villa have got a goal back against Everton. Who scored it? Let us know in the chat who scored it, people. I just tried to look. It's still just saying 2-1 with no scorer. Man City's still losing. Oh, Kamara scored for Villa. To be honest, Brentford have been the better team in this second half. But if we get through, we won't mind. That is for sure. We won't mind. Big up everyone who's voted on the Football Content Awards so far. Here's Zinchenko on the ball for Arsenal. That was a great block from Kivior. Just seeing a replay there again. Brilliant block. I'm seeing that Szoboszlai goal. People were saying it's a belter. Touch out of his feet. Oh my God. That is ridiculous. Crossbarring in. Whew. That's some Gerrard finish, that is. What's going on here? Is there an injury? That's an unbelievable finish. El Neni drew his annual screamer. Oh no, Cedric's coming on. Cedric the entertainer. He's coming on, people. You just never thought you'd see it, did you? In 2023, Cedric, El Neni, Jorginho, Havertz, and Nketiah are on the same pitch. What a pitch. Cedric the entertainer is coming on, people. I knew it. I saw it at that petrol station. I said, he's still got a future at this football club, I'm telling you. Unbelievable that this guy is still getting game time. Well, apparently our squad's unbelievable. What we got left? 3 minutes. Eddie's off as well, by the way. Come on, let's hang on. Let's get the job done. It's been a boring game. That's why we'll never get to City's level. You got to be ruthless, aren't you, man? You think these guys could survive at Manchester City? They'll be playing under 23s, even though they're like 30. It's crazy. How is Cedric getting game time? Like, what's the point? Just sell him. You cancel Pepe's contract, but Cedric stays at the club. El Neni stays at the club because they train well. Because they know they can't go anywhere. Comedian on for another comedian. Brentford have the ball. Come on, can we hang on? Minute and a half to go. Brentford on the attack. Let's not mess this up. Man City are losing 1-0. This competition could be wide open in the next half an hour if City lose that game. Here come Brentford. They've been the better team in this second half, to be honest. Liverpool are winning 3-1 now, apparently. No surprise. Leicester in the Championship, aren't they, in fact? I actually was thinking that Leicester were in the Premier League. They're going to pump Leicester at home, aren't they, of course? They've had 25 shots on goal, apparently, Liverpool. Chelsea winning 1-0 at home to Brighton. Villa losing 2-1 at home to Everton. Man City 1-0 down away at Newcastle. There's 15 minutes left in that game. Come on, we're in the 89th minute. Can we hang on? Brentford have given us problems. I think Ramsdale has had a very good game. Tomiyasu's been excellent. Gabriel had one moment of stupidity. Apart from that, he's been pretty good as well. I thought Smith Rowe and Nelson were lively. Zinni on the ball for Arsenal. Heading into the 90th minute now. Let's get the job done. Let's get the job done, people. Liverpool play direct. I think Liverpool are a problem this season. Massively. Mikel Arteta has learned how to stink up the gaff, my manager. If Brentford get a draw, what's the outcome? Straight to penalties, no extra time. Big up everyone who's been voting. The awards, links in the description. Really appreciate it. Why not give youngsters a chance? Our best players, academy graduate. No thanks, Arteta. Cedric being on the pitch is disrespectful to the under-21. I mean, he gave Sego a game, so I can't say, you know, he's given a guy his debut tonight. It didn't really happen for him. Tomiyasu's been at centre-back, and he's been excellent. He's been really good. Big up E. Ross. Big up, bro. Hope you're well. Liverpool are the challengers to City this year, says Knuckles. Listen, we need to hang on in there, man. Big up Chris Fraser with the super chat. Big C, we kept Cedric, but loaned out Kieran Tierney. Make that make sense, I do. Chris, I wish I could. I wish I could. Listen, we kept El Neni and Nketiah, Cedric. Released Pepe, loaned out Tierney, sold Balogun. Make it make sense, my friend. Cooper said, knock, knock. Who's on? Cedric, 2023. It's wild. It's a corner to Arsenal. 5 minutes added on. We're a minute and 30 minutes into that. 3.5 minutes to go. Can we hang on? Get through to the next round? I'm going to be honest. I really want Arsenal to win this game. I want Arsenal to win a trophy this season. I'm sick of Arsenal throwing away trophies. Win the game. Get the next round. Maybe you get a championship team. And, you know, Arteta is a vibes man, needs to go, says Kai West. Struggle to get top 4. I think we'll get top 4. I don't think there's 4 better teams than us in the league. But it's, you never know. Corner was wasted. Gabby gets it back, though. Here's Odegaard. Come on. Can we get a second just to secure it? Can we get a Kai Havertz goal? Or an El Neni 25-yarder? I got some car park ticket. Hey, relax, CS. Relax. No more car parks. Tierney didn't want to play second fiddle. Yeah, I think we could have rotated him and given him enough minutes. But because we have to invert, he can't play for us, apparently. Socrates' appearance is all that's missing. That's all we need. Socrates and Kolasinac. Big up everyone locked in. 3.7k. It hasn't been an entertaining game, I'll be honest. Arsenal still winning 1-0. Goal was in the 8th minute. I personally don't mind Arsenal winning 1-0. I think it shows a ability to grind out a result. It's not easy to go to Brentford. They played a strong team. We've played a much weaker team. I don't have a problem with a 1-0. I'm very happy with that. Marlin said, I reckon Havertz could end the season without scoring. They'll give him a penalty or something, won't they? They'll give him something. The famous Arsenal 1-0. Some of the players that are on the pitch, I just can't believe it. I really can't. Just voted Big C. Bless up to you in the community. Big up Hanlon. Appreciate that, bro. Pep's losing his head. The boiled egg's about to roll off his head, people. He's fuming. He's absolutely fuming. We're nearly done here. Minute to go. Minute and 15 seconds to go. Let's hang on. Let's not mess about. Get this done. Get in the next round. Keep it moving. It's important as well that you can rotate players then, you know. The likes of Smith Rowe and that, they need us to be in this competition so that they can get more game time, you know, without sounding disrespectful. It's not like he should only play in the Carabao Cup, but it helps. Who's your man of the match, says Busy? My man of the match is, I'm thinking Ramsdale or Tomiyasu. I think Tomiyasu's had a very good game at centre-back. Their keeper was coming up for corners and all sorts. It's mad. I think Tomiyasu's been superb. I really do. Rambo's doing a madness now, so it might not be him as man of the match. It could be Tomiyasu. I think Tomiyasu's had a great game. Kivior's done well as well. They're pumping long throws into the box. Nelson has been good. Jorginho, after the state of what he did at the weekend, he's definitely been a lot better. I'll give him that. He couldn't get much worse. Tokyo Guna said, my countryman plays very well. Big him up. Cedric for man of the match. Maybe entertainer of the match. He's a comedian, right, at times. Kivior is a shout. Can Smith Rowe win his way back into the team, or is he out of fall? Hopefully he can. We're 15 seconds over. There we go. Full-time whistle goes. Arsenal have won it by 1-0. Job done, people. Personally, I'm very happy with that. Very happy. Was very, very frustrated at the weekend after that utter nonsense. Drawing against them lot and being so flat. But we've won the game. 1-0. Very happy with that. Very happy. Let's get the tweet. Very happy. Solid 1-0 win. Ramsdale, Kivior, Nelson, Smith Rowe, all did well. Tomiyasu, man of the match for me. Let's win a trophy this season. There we go. There we go. Job done. I've just turned over to the Man City game. There's a few minutes left in that. let's get the poll out. Who's your man of the match? We'll stay on for a few more minutes and then we'll be out of it. Who was your man of the match? Remember, I can only get 4 on the voting. If you think it's somebody different, feel free to put their name in. I'm going Tomiyasu, Ramsdale. Considering what Ramsdale's been going through, not easy to come back in and do that. I thought Jorginho played quite well as well. I go Nelson. I thought Kivior did really well as well. I'm going to go Kivior. I think Kivior had a very good game and that clearance. I'm going Tomiyasu, Ramsdale, Nelson, Kivior. You could go ESR. You could definitely go for Jorginho as well. But I'm going to put the poll there. Get a vote in. Tommy won the game. Havertz controlled the game. I don't know what game he controlled. Nelson put in a shift. I don't know what time the draw is. Some people saying 10:30. Some people saying 10:15. So I'm probably not going to stay on until the draw. Or is it on straight after the City game? What I'm going to do, we'll stay on till the end of this Man City game, which ends in about 8 minutes. So we'll stay on for that, see if City are out, and then see what they say about the draw. If the draw comes on straight away, we may hang on in there for a little bit longer. So bear with me, people. Bear with me. Tommy the Command. I thought Tomiyasu was superb. I haven't seen him play that much at centre-back. And I thought he looked really good. He's good in the air. Calm on the ball. I thought he had a very good game. You stay, you don't log off. I'm here, people. Shelby said, Big C, please answer me this. Fans were holding the club accountable for the Pepe transfer. If so, what happens to Havertz transfer? Because I don't see the same energy. I hear you. I hear you. See the problem with some of our fan base. Not all, some. A lot of our fan base absolutely love Mikel Arteta. Fair enough. I'm not one of those guys. Not because it's Arteta. I just don't really get overly hyped about managers. They come and go. If they do well, then yeah, continue. I don't think the fans that love Arteta want to come out and criticise Kai Havertz because they think it looks bad on Mikel Arteta. I think, listen, we all want Arteta to do well because he's the manager of our football club. But I still think you've got to be honest enough to say what works and what doesn't. No manager gets every transfer right. Let's just be honest. I think why people are so annoyed with Havertz signing is all the evidence suggested that you shouldn't have signed him. You know, 3 years at Chelsea, underwhelming, never nailed down a position in the team, big wages, and yet we went and spent big money on him. At least when we signed Pepe, even though he didn't really work out, he was on fire at the time, you know. So there was a reason to go and sign him. Aston Villa have beaten Everton. Sorry, the other way around. Everton have beaten Aston Villa 2-1. That's a great result for Everton. 2 wins in a week for them. Arsenal obviously beat Brentford. Fulham beat Norwich 2-1. Chelsea have beaten Brighton 1-0. West Ham beat Lincoln by 1-0. Liverpool beat Leicester 3-1 and Blackburn beat Cardiff 5-2. The only one we're waiting for now is this one that I'm currently watching. Newcastle beating Manchester City 1-0 at the moment, which would be a massive plus for Arsenal. Peely said, if you're a real fan, you can see the things that harm your club as much as the good. Listen, you can't have rose-tinted, spectacles on. We all want him to do well. We all want any player that comes to the club to do well. I can't use a benchmark that, we didn't do anything wrong as a spectrum to say you did something well. That's not how football works. We don't go, at least you didn't give a penalty away or at least you didn't get sent off you cost £65 million. So for £65 million, you're supposed to impact this team positively. Doku there, I'm watching the game now. He just twisted up 2 players and rinsed them both and nearly played a brilliant through ball. We just need to see a little bit more from him. We can't keep talking about he gets in great space. But you need to do more when you're on the ball. You're a footballer, an attacking player with a lot of quality. I actually think he's got a lot of natural ability. when he gets the ball, he has to be effective. That's what football is about. How effective are you? You know, especially when you invest that kind of money. So we can dress that up as much as we want. You've got an agenda. He's only been here 3 years. Give him time to settle. He don't know the league. His confidence is shot to pieces. It really is. His confidence is shot to pieces at the moment. How do you improve that? Do you keep playing him in the hope that he does something? Or do you take him out of the team for a while and just use him as a bench player, an impact player? That is the difficulty. Curtis, are you warming to the green third strip? You know this kit, when it first came out, I was like, not sure. I don't really like kits with a button at the top, right? But I like Arsenal kits with the old badge on them, right? And I'll be honest, because obviously there's a connection to the old kit from the late 70s and stuff like that, or was it the early 80s? When I tried it on, I just thought, you know what? It's clean. I like clean kits. It's a different colour as well. We haven't had a kit like this for a long time. I do like it. I do like this kit. The away kit, you won't see me in that one. Trust me. That one ain't for me. Gabriel, man of the match, says John. Fair enough. Here come Newcastle. They're in the area. Anthony Gordon gets the byline. Saved by Ortega. I think that went out for a corner. No, it didn't. There is 2 minutes to go. 2.5 minutes to go in this game. 65 million for a Space Invader. You know we've overpaid. 100%. 100%. You know a player's not playing well when you have to justify what he's doing well. We all know football. You watch the game. You know when a player's doing well and affecting the game, you know. Sky Touche said, Havertz has Arteta's nudes. He must have something on him. African Giant, big up, bro. Member for 4 months. We won. Have that, Big C. We'll see you in the next round, bro. Well done. You got a goal of the month contender. Let's hope it was a good one. Zenith said, I don't agree, Curtis. Tommy and Jorginho weren't that good. I'm usually an optimistic fan. Today was poor, except Ramsdale. Everyone was poor. What's up with the first touches? No one could control the ball. I expected, Zenith, a dysfunctional game of football tonight. We've got 6 players injured now. And you've got players there making their debut. You've got players who haven't been playing. Brentford had a strong team out. I didn't expect us to look like Brazil 1970 today. I just wanted us to win the game. We kept a clean sheet, which is brilliant. Ramsdale did well. Nelson scored. The players will take positives out of that. So tonight was more result than performance. It's our beating. Exactly. You know what I mean? Oh, Man City nearly scored just wide. Lewis with the shot there, inches wide. Raul said Big C up front. He looks like he makes good runs, links up well. 100%. I think that is his best position. Play him as a false 9. Get your wingers, which would be Saka and Martinelli, or Saka and Trossard, and link up play around him. In midfield, I think he's struggling. So I actually do want to put some of that blame on the manager, because I think you're not playing him in the position that suits him the best. I thought Ben White struggled tonight. I think he's quietly having a little difficult run of form at the moment, Ben White. I thought against Tottenham he wasn't great. Didn't cover himself in glory against Brennan Johnson, who should have scored in that game. I thought Noah Lang cooked him in the Champions League last week. You know, he wasn't at his best. He wasn't at his best either, Ben White, the last couple of games. Like you said, Kev, I think Timber is a massive loss. He's a massive loss, but let's hope we get him back sooner rather than later. And we're in the 90th minute, 6 minutes added on. Odorek said, what do you think of Liverpool this season? I think they're very, very good. There's not a lot else I can say. I think Szoboszlai is a fantastic signing. I really do. I think he's a quality player. He brings so much to them. I think Gravenberch will be a very good player for them as well. So I think they're going to be up there, because Klopp's got know-how. He's got Salah, who's going to score goals for fun. You've got Darwin Núñez, who still hasn't really blown up there yet. Can he score goals? I think Liverpool will be up there. I think them, City, Arsenal will be the top 3. It's what order it is, really. But we're missing we're missing a lot of key players at the moment. It's very difficult to see the best of us with that many players out. The problem was when everyone was available, we were playing players out of position. That was the worry. City have got 4.5 minutes to go. They're 1-0 down. Newcastle have the ball. Can Man City... Will they be eliminated? Shot by Joe Linton, saved by Ortega. 4 minutes to go in this game. Will Newcastle knock them out? Alexander Isak with the goal. City are not at full strength either. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure Haaland was not even on the bench, which says a lot about Pep's thought process for this game. Said he wanted to win the quadruple. Now Haaland is on the bench, so that tells you a lot. Kyle Walker, Diaz, Haaland, Ederson, all on the bench. So he's clearly not that bothered. And he took Alvarez off. He actually hasn't got a striker on the pitch. So, I don't know, maybe Pep's not interested. He said he wanted the quadruple. He's currently got no striker on the pitch, which is interesting. But we'll see. We could be favourites. Us and Liverpool will be favourites for this if City get eliminated. 3 minutes to go. Foden can't get the ball there. Goes out for a goal kick. I think is it a corner? What's he giving there? Foden's fuming. He's swearing on TV. One of the players is down with cramp. Pep can't be interested. He's got Haaland on the bench. And, yeah, let's end the poll. I thought it was crashing then. I didn't know what was going on. Let's end the poll. Who was your man of the match? Tomiyasu gets 50% of the vote for man of the match. Nelson was second. Ramsdale third. Kivior fourth. We got over 1,000 votes. Big up broski, Saeed. Hey, relax, man. Just because you won it last year, man. Just cool, my brother. Just cool, no? You didn't beat no one last season in that competition. You know what I mean? You got all little easy draws at home, man. Big up Saeed. Make sure you go and subscribe to him as always. The Man United troll he is. He always jumps in the comments, don't he? Especially when they've won a game. He gets all confident. Big up Saeed. Big up. Pep tinkering like Arteta. I'm really shocked. Pep did an interview saying invincibles and quadruple were two things that he's never achieved. He's turned up here with Alvarez up front, which is fine. He's a quality player. But he takes him off. He takes him off and doesn't bring Haaland on. So he's obviously focusing on other things. Captain Cringe said, not going to lie, I love seeing Newcastle alive. Great fans deserve moment. I like Newcastle. As a club, as a fan base, a great city. When you go up there. Who would you like to face next? Give me a championship team at the Emirates. That's what I want. I'm real with it. Like, I don't want us to play one of the top teams and have another game that's going to stretch the squad. Give me a championship team at home and I'm more than happy. Mansfield Town, my old team, actually. I think they won last night in the Carabao Cup. I'm pretty sure that was in the Carabao. Yeah, Mansfield. Give me Mansfield Town. Give me them. Give me Exeter City. They're still in it. Give me Ipswich. Give me Port Vale. Give me one of them teams at home. That's what I want. I want a nice, easy Wednesday night victory against a Championship or a League One team. Big up penalty spot. He said, Curtis, do you agree Arsenal don't look as solid overall? I'm nervous. I mean, I spoke about it the other day, penalty spot, on one of the streams. I think Arteta has tried to follow... I think he's tried to follow the Pep Guardiola sort of rules. And he's tried to follow a system. He wants two attacking midfielders with 1-6. And I don't think it works for us. I don't think we have the players to do it. So, yeah, I don't think we look as good. We don't have, va-va-voom, je ne sais quoi, that we had last season. We looked magic at times last season. We ripped teams to bits. This season, we're just functioning, you know. I think the only game we've looked brilliant is PSV. Ball over the top, looking for Doku. Now the 6 minutes are up. 6 minutes added on. They're 10 seconds over. Pep does not look happy right now. Blow the whistle, ref. Man City are heading out of the Carabao Cup in the first round for them. Come on, blow your whistle, ref, just for banter. Smashed upfield. It's a throw into Man City on the halfway line. More than you can believe. More than you can believe. Get them out. Get them out of this competition. The team that have won it more than anyone else in the last decade. Last chance. Lewis. Right-hand side. They're going to cross it in. Ball's whipped in. This is it. Headed away. How much time you adding on? They're 54 seconds over. Yes! Newcastle United have won it. In Newcastle. Alan Shearer. Santiago. If you've watched goal, you're right there with me, people. City are out. City are out. Yes! Get them out of there. Pep. Beautiful scenes. I mean, Pep don't look that bothered. He finished the game with no striker on the pitch, but I don't care. I want to win trophies. We're the lads in Newcastle. Come on. Just give us a good draw now in the next round. No, in fact, was Rodri suspended for this? I don't know if the suspension counted in this. Let me see. Did Rodri play in this game? But Manchester City have been knocked out of the Carabao Cup. Beaten 1-0. Rodri wasn't on the bench, so I'm assuming the suspension applies to this. Rodney said, Curtis, love your videos. Can't agree more. Last season felt different. Timber injury hurt and the Havertz situation is mad. Yeah, trust me, bro. Oil versus oil. There was only one winner there. And Newcastle are through. Brilliant for them. No quadruple. We just need them to lose in the Prem so that invincible talk stops. I'm going to see what they say about this draw. If the draw is straight away, we'll do it. If it's at 10:30, like some people have said, then I'm off. So we'll see what they say. I'm trying to check online here. So the next round, it's Arsenal, Blackburn, Bournemouth, Burnley, Chelsea, Exeter, Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, Liverpool, Man United, Mansfield, Middlesbrough, Newcastle, Port Vale, West Ham. It's not that strong. Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, you'd rather not play any of them. But even them, I'd take them at home if we were forced to play one of them. So there's a lot of teams there that, you know, you'd be very happy with. You know, there's League One and League Two teams in there. So let's see. I want Blackburn. Marcel said give us Ipswich or Port Vale. I'm telling you, I want Mansfield at Mansfield. That would be brilliant. Big up Babu said passionate. Curtis, big up to you from Ghana. Big up to you, bro. We can beat any of them. Yeah, I believe we can. 10-15 people saying. 10-15. See, I've checked one here. It says the draw will be live at 10:30. Some people saying 10-15. Let's have a look. Let's have a look on the EFL website. It doesn't say anything about the draw. The draw will follow the conclusion of the Manchester City-Newcastle game. It doesn't even say a time on there. Let's give it a couple minutes and then we'll see. Let's see who we get. But yeah, they're out, which is good. City out. City out is always good news. Arsenal need to try and win this. I'm telling you now. We're still unbeaten this season. I know we haven't started the season well and we're definitely not free-flowing. That is for sure, but we're still unbeaten. 10-15 on YouTube. Do we go for it? All right, we're going to go for it. We're going to hang on. Why not? 10-15. Cruz is celebrating, so he's staying up late. He's playing NBA 2K24. 15 more minutes, people. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Why not? We'll make it a longer shift. Slight work anyway. 15 minutes. We need that live reaction, you know. 15 minutes. We'll have a chat. Big up Garvin, who said, big up Curtis, you are my favourite gooner. Sorry I couldn't make a lot of the watch-alongs. I've been busy, plus the time difference is crazy. Big up yourself, bro. No worries. Oz says, put the charger, bro. The charger, I'll put that in at half-time. Don't worry about YouTube. Keep it locked here. I'll sort the draw out. As long as it's in 15 minutes, we're going for it, people. I thought Ramsdale had a very good game. Oh, that's a good question. Who plays in goal at the weekend? Ramsdale had a good game. David Raya's been playing in the big games. He'll play David Raya, in my opinion. He'll play David Raya. Eros, bro, listen, I thought Lillard was going to Miami Heat. He's gone to the Bucks. I can't believe where that's come from. Giannis and Lillard's going to be a madness. It's not just an Arsenal channel, it's a channel for vibes, for all fans. Come on, man, all about good vibes. Big up Alvin, late birthday present. Is Osimhen world class? I don't know if he is, but I probably haven't watched enough of him. He's somebody that, when I watch, I don't see him. I just kind of see him score. He's a bagsman. I call him a bagsman. He scores. He's close. I don't know if he is. I might be doing him a disservice. He might be far better than I think he is. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure how good he is. But he is good. He is good. Borderline is what I would say. Big up Goat and Ellie, Curtis the Goat. Is Eddie world class? I mean, he was world class in Beverly Hills Cop 2. Thought in Norbit he did that role well. And listen, Nutty Professor 1, he was outstanding. You know, Sherman Klump. Oh, as a footballer, you mean? Okay. I think you know the answer to that. Come on. Who's doing the draw as well? That's what I want to see. City game's finished. Get that wrapped up and get on with this draw, man. Bjarni said, big fan from Iceland. Started following you in the summer. Keep up the good work. Go Gunners. Big up yourself. Nosy said, Tony on a cheap versus Victor. Breaking the bank. It's a great question. Like I said, anyone, if you didn't see the video from earlier, when you finish this, I did a pre-recorded video earlier speaking about Ivan Toney and Osimhen and who we should go for and why. I think we can get Ivan Toney in January. I think you can only get Osimhen in the summer. And I'm not sure if you can get Osimhen to Arsenal. That is my problem. If you go for Osimhen, you're definitely going to have 3 or 4 other clubs trying to get it done. If you go for Toney, I don't think there's a lot of competition for him. You might have a Chelsea lurking around. People are saying Kevin Campbell's doing the draw. I need to know what's going on. Kev better sort us out with a good draw, you know. I'm going to message him if I see him. People, I'm assuming, have seen him on the screen. I haven't seen nothing. The guy on your intro has similarities to Eddie. Maybe the comedian side, but no football inside. Player ratings will be tomorrow, bro. Yeah, player ratings will be tomorrow. Chelsea are interested in Toney. We should be getting a better. We should be able to get them. Goldbridge said on a stream that the balls for the draw are hot to make sure there is always an exciting match. Some people have said that. You know, some people have said that. So Elliot said I'd wait for the big Niger man. Listen, if you can guarantee we get him, then maybe we wait. But unless there's a guarantee, give me Ivan Toney. I'm with you on it. If you guarantee me Osimhen in the summer, I might wait. I might wait. But I'm about the power of now. You know, Eckhart Tolle, big books if you've read them books. I want someone in January. Next season's next season. A lot can change. You know, a lot can change. Is the draw... What channel is the draw on, by the way? Is it on Sky Sports News or is it just on the same channel? I'm assuming it's just on the channel that Newcastle Man City was on. The big clubs in Europe in the Prem have their number 9. Only teams that will come in for Osimhen will be Chelsea or Saudi. PSG have Mbappe. But Mbappe will go Madrid. That's the issue. Mbappe's going to end up at Real Madrid. So we may not have the opportunity. People saying it's on Sky, on Sky's YouTube channel. Let me have a look here. What's going on here, people? Carabao Cup draw. Carabao Cup draw. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's on their channel in 9 minutes. Surely they're going to show it on the TV as well. But yeah, don't worry. I'll guide you through it, people. Ferguson is the real deal. He'd be expensive. It's live on Sky Sports YouTube. Havertz or watching paint dry? Listen, give me that paint any day, mate. At least it moves. Give me Ivan and Osimhen. I mean, ideal world, spend 190 million, get both of them. We're not going to get both. Kashi Momo said, Big C, I didn't watch the match. I was ESR. He was lively. I thought he did well. I thought he had a good game, ESR. Built different. I will get back to you. Responded to your email. It's going to be on the Sky Sports channel as well as the YouTube channel, people say. So hopefully I shouldn't have to change channel. It should just be on Sky Sports Football, which was Newcastle and Man City. Yeah, they're saying it's on this channel, so we're good. I don't have to change the channel. Marcel said, thank God we signed Szoboszlai and not Mount. Oh, God. Same price. People have to understand, don't buy players from Chelsea. I repeat, do not buy players from Chelsea. Mount, Szoboszlai. Look at the difference in Szoboszlai. Maddison, Havertz. Look at the difference. Do not buy players from Chelsea. They ruin players. They ruin players. Liam said, if Tony is 80 million, which I'm seeing reported, I'd stay away and wait for Ferguson or Osimhen. I'm not as convinced with Ferguson as a lot of people are. I think there's a lot of potential there. I definitely do. He's big. He can finish. He's very mature for his age. I'm just not sure how big of an impact he would have at Arsenal, to be honest. And also, Brighton are one of the best teams at getting crazy amounts of money for players. And how much is he going to cost? If he costs 80, 90 million, 100 million, what are you actually getting for that? Is he going to come in and score 20 goals at Arsenal straight away? He's 18, 19 years of age. I still think he's not quite there. If you're going to pay 80, 90 million for Ferguson, go and pay 130 and get Osimhen. You know? I do like him. He's a good player, but I did speak about Vlahovic in that video as well. All the talk from Italy now is Vlahovic is not available. You know, there's even talk of a contract extension. He started the season well. I think in the summer they may have let him go. Ferguson level not much higher than Balogun. Arteta won't do it. He's just very unproven for the amount of money he would cost. He hasn't even had a prolific season yet. Maybe if he scores 20 goals this year. Penalty Spot said, big question at the moment is, can ESR give Arsenal what Kai gives us? Money wasted, Maddison all day. Listen, I've been saying for a while, I said last Friday in the preview, I would like to see Smith Rowe playing in that Havertz role. I thought Trossard was going to be playing on the left, but obviously he's injured. ESR should be given a chance in this Arsenal team. There's no doubt about it. Get him fully fit. He gives you more in that role. Simon said, we looked good last year, but we were not respected. No low blocks until the second half of the season. Look at us when PSV tried playing us. The reason we could have won the league last year, because we caught teams on the hop. Because people thought, is this a bit of a Leicester where you're just riding a wave of good form and it's going to finish? So when teams were playing us, they weren't really doing the low block that much. And that's why we were doing so well. Towards the end of the season, they thought, okay, actually, this is real. Let's start putting 9, 10 players behind the ball. That's when we were struggling to beat Brentford and drawing to teams that we should have been beating, you know? Barella, I would love to see Barella at Arsenal. I think he's a quality player. Really talented. Johnny's World said Saka, Sogo or Martinelli Dubry. Listen, Cozier Dubry, I'm quite surprised didn't play ahead of Sago because he went on the US tour. So, you know, and Sago wasn't on that US tour, but he's obviously impressed in training. People saying Jorginho played well. I thought he was better. Thought he was a lot better. Still not great, but a lot better than what we saw on the weekend. Let's face it, he couldn't have been any worse. At the weekend, he was it was insane what he did. But it is what it is. We miss our deep line playmaker. Barella is the perfect midfielder for that 8 slot. He's so balanced. I think the playmaker he was talking about, was you talking about Thomas Partey? I'm trying to see what Kev's saying. I'm going to message him. Heard you're doing the draw, bro. Bring us some luck. He may not check the phone, but I dropped him a message. J20SR link-up was good. Tommy was man of the match. I put Tommy down as man of the match. Well, he has read it. Let me see what he says. Is he doing the draw? Oh, he says news to me. Oh, he said he's not doing it. No, he's not doing it. Someone's tricked me online. No, he said he's watching it. Well, he should be live for the draw in about 4 minutes. Bye-bye to Manchiti. Let's go get this trophy. I've always thought 1 year... Let me know when you're free to come on the channel. All right, there we go. While we're chatting, I might as well try and get him on the show one day this week anyway. Tomiyasu cooked for Japan against Germany in central defence. He looked excellent in defence today. He really did. Liverpool will be a major obstacle. I think people have to remember with Liverpool that not last season, the season before, they were trying to win the quadruple. They ended up winning both domestic trophies. One bad season does not suddenly make them a bad team. They're a very good team. They've got a world-class manager. So I'm not surprised at all that Liverpool have come back. All they really needed to do was fix that midfield. Gravenberch is very good. I think he'll do well. And Szoboszlai looks like one of the signings of the season. He's looking like a I don't know, he's a bit Gerrard-ish, a bit... Not as good as Gerrard, of course, but he can do all that. He seems all action. And that goal, if you haven't seen Szoboszlai's goal tonight, wow. 25 yards out, crossbar and in top corner. Absolutely Gerrard-ish sort of shot. Winning the Carabao Cup would be good for mid-season silverware. That's why I think Pep's always tried to win it. If you can win a trophy at the end of February, beginning of March, that's a big confidence boost for the rest of the season. I do think that definitely will boost morale. Just like one good season for us. You're right, it doesn't make us contenders. It really doesn't. Would you take Son? I mean, it would be nice to take him off Tottenham, but... because of his age now, I'd rather get someone younger. Grizz calls him the Hungarian Gerrard. I get it. We were in for him at one stage a couple of years ago as well. That world-class manager at Liverpool has only 7 more points than Arteta since Mikel. Listen, I respect that, but do you know the problem with that, LSU? If he goes into Anfield and walks in and looks at that trophy cabinet, he's going to see Champions League, Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. I think they won the Super Cup as well. There is no comparison. Doesn't matter that he's only got 7 more points. He's won every major trophy since he's been there. And that's the difference, Them 7 points mean very little. We've got 1 FA Cup and 1 Champions League qualification. They're not the same, Big C, thoughts on Isaac, 6 games, 3 goals. He's lively. No doubt about it. He's got a lot to his game. I think the problem with Newcastle, because they've got Wilson and they've got Isaac, it's like they never get a full game there. They always take one off and play the other one. Past is the past. I hear you, but you know that gets you a lot of credit in the bank. You won a Champions League a couple of years ago, bro. Like that does a lot. That does a heck of a lot for you. The draw should be starting now. So is it starting now? It says 10:15. It should be coming on now. Anyway, let's see. Sign Curtis Shaw. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. $2,000 a week. I'll take it. Why does Arteta call the Community Shield a title? I mean, it's probably he says I've won the title. I've won the Community Shield title. Arteta won the Togetherness Cup. Klopp reached 3 Champions League finals. Won the Bundesliga with Dortmund. Arteta can't chat. He can't, man. He definitely got no talk. Yeah, some people saying it's happening. Some people saying it's on the Sky channel. Some people saying Sky YouTube. I've checked both. Neither one of them are showing the draw live yet. I voted. Big up Mad Settings. Appreciate that. Big up everyone who has it. Hey, still got over 3,000 of you in the chat, even though the game finished 15 minutes ago. Joe said, I missed the stream hours, the game. Big up the community. It wasn't the best spectacle to watch, but we won. You ain't going to be in a rush to watch that game back, I'm telling you. Arteta has the dog trophy. I mean, listen, Klopp, you've won the Champions League, but you ain't got win the dog. You know, we've got win the dog, and you haven't got that. What is going off with this draw? 10:15 start. It's 17 minutes past. You'd think they'd be on time. See, when I turn up 2 or 3 minutes late, even Sky Sports are turning up late. It's crazy. Alex said, big up from Kentucky, C-Unit, love the channel. Big up yourself, bro. Thank you for the super chat. This is how we feel waiting for you. At least with you, we know information and entertainment is coming. I hear you. Respectfully, I hear you. Al says Brentford should have won. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Cup competitions, it's just about winning. Just about winning. You don't need to look great. That was always going to be a scrappy game tonight. Brentford are physical. They lost at the weekend. They wanted a reaction. They put out nearly a full starting 11. We heavily rotated. I mean, let's be real. I'm looking at that team right now. At the moment, if we was at full strength, I reckon only 2 of them players would start if everybody was available. You would play Ben White at right back and Gabriel at centre back. All the other players would be on the bench. You could potentially play Smith Rowe. But I reckon our best team, maybe Ramsdale. I don't want to turn my back on him, but at the moment it would be Raya, Ben White, Gabriel, Saliba, Zinchenko. I still think Partey and Rice and Odegaard is our best midfield. And you'd play probably Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. So it's that's our B team. That's our B team. So I think Arsenal fans need to take the positives out of this result. The performance was scrappy. They were probably the better team in the second half, but to win 1-0, tough game. You've seen tonight Manchester City beaten away at Newcastle, which is very interesting because Pep was talking about the quadruple. He started Alvarez up front. He took Alvarez off for Foden while he had Haaland on the bench. He played the last 15, 20 minutes with no striker on the pitch. It didn't really look like a Pep that was that bothered about losing it, but he was saying the other day he really wanted to win the quadruple. So, I don't know. We are due an easy cup draw. It's been ages. I would love a nice, like I said, give us a League One, League Two team at the Emirates. Nice and easy. We can rotate 8 or 9 players, win 3 or 4-0. No problem, no stress. Hey, listen, I would love Arsenal to get Mansfield at Mansfield, my former club. And do you know what? The media guy is still the same guy who is there when I played there. And he messaged me a few weeks ago saying, we'd love to get you on the radio for one of the games. So I'd be on the radio. I'd be a bit, how would I deal with that though? Arsenal score, I'd want to celebrate. But yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Why is it not starting? I don't know what's going on here, people. It says starts at 10:15. It's now 20 past. It just says coverage starting shortly. I think it's because they're still interviewing Eddie Howe, but they've just finished interviewing him. Have they interviewed Pep yet? That's the problem. I knew I was going to get stuck on here till probably 10:30 by the time it starts. Knowing our luck, we'll get Liverpool away. Please, no. Please. That's the worst game we can get out of anybody. I'm going to be honest. That's the worst one. Is Liverpool away. I do not want that game. Here we go. He says we're almost there. What are you waiting for? People saying they're heating the balls up so that they know who to pick. Right, the draw's after the break. So we're probably 2 minutes away. Curtis complaining about a late stream. I know. It's a slightly hypocritical. You've got an agenda. You're always late. Listen, if we get a good draw, it's worth waiting for. You give us Liverpool away, I'm fuming. Give us an easy draw. Oh. Big up everyone who's kept it locked in. Cormac, Curtis, credit where it's due. Your coverage is top draw. Tell it like it is without going over the top. Balanced and measured. No ranting. I mean, well, there's the odd little, I had a little Jorginho meltdown on the weekend. But yeah, in general, I'd say quite measured and balanced. Big up yourself, Cormac. Liverpool away. Just don't give us that. Don't give us Liverpool away and we're good, Shall I get the draw up? Let me get the whole... Can we get the whole list up? Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup. I want to get all the teams up so you can see who's in it. Right. Is that the full list of who's gone through? No. No, it's not. So that's no good. They've just showed us the results. I want to see who's left in the competition. Carabao Cup. There's plenty of teams in there that we would take. That is for sure. There's League One teams. There's League Two teams in there. Give us a nice, easy draw. I actually saw a list. There we go. Everyone who's qualified for the next round. Oh, what is... I swear this goal thing pops up. Apparently Kai Havertz has scored, even though everyone else has left the stadium. Sorry, Kai. Why do I keep running jokes? I can't help it. Right, here we go. These are the teams left in the competition for the next round. That is every team. So you've got... I hope you guys can see that, actually. Am I zoomed in enough? Arsenal, Blackburn, Bournemouth, Burnley, Chelsea, Exeter, Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, Liverpool, Man United, Mansfield Town, Middlesbrough, Newcastle, Port Vale and West Ham. I mean, listen. Blackburn, Exeter, Ipswich, Mansfield, Middlesbrough, Port Vale. You got a number of clubs from the lower leagues there. I genuinely, even if you gave me Bournemouth, Burnley, Everton, Fulham at home, I'm confident we beat all of them. But I would love a nice, League Two team at home would be beautiful. It would be much easier. And listen, like any other cup competition, you want some of the other teams to play each other as well. I'd love to see, Man United v Liverpool at Old Trafford or Chelsea against Man United, So we'll see. We will see. They are running so late here. 24 minutes past. They're still not on. It did say after the break, so they're having a long advert. Even a lower league team away from home, I'd be confident we could beat a lot of them teams as well. Just because you're staying on late doesn't mean you could come on late tomorrow. That's going to be my new get-out clause, don't you? Even Sky Sports turn up late. That'll be my new excuse, But yeah, we're waiting. Deitch wants Arsenal at Goodison. Do you know what? I actually don't want Everton at Goodison. I take Everton at home. It's 10:30. Yeah, they've wrote me in. I did say that, but it does say scheduled to start at 10:15. Right, they're back on now. Surely the draw is starting Big C, Mansfield legend. Oh, mate, there's pictures of me up around that ground, I'm telling you. Legendary. Right, here we go. Look, I'm telling you now, City don't look bothered. Haaland's on the pitch, laughing with Isaac. I think he's just said, you know what? We'll win the treble again. We're not bothered about this Carabao Cup. Kevin De Bruyne's injured. They're not bothered. Come on, Sky, get moving. The advert's finished now. Surely the draw's about to happen. Bro, I was on time for training. I can't lie, Jason. You turn up late for training, you got fined. It was serious. Give us the Mansfield Shore Derby. Come on. That would be brilliant. I know for a fact Mansfield would want to get a big Premier League club as well, you know, to earn a lot of money for the club and stuff like that. I don't know what they're faffing around so long for. This game's done. Definitely doing overtime. This is over 3 hours, 20 minutes, this stream now. I actually had no plans to do the draw after the game, but we've gone so long, we got to get the job done now, haven't we? Just give us a good draw. Tottenham aren't in the draw as well, which is funny. Always funny. They got knocked out in the round before us against Fulham, which was pretty stupid, really, considering they haven't won a trophy for so long. Why would they throw away this competition? Just wait, bro. They're rigging it. They probably are. Man, you'll get a home draw against somebody. And we'll get someone difficult. But we'll see. Let's see. It's got to be starting now, surely. Get on with it, please. Here we go. Don Goodman and Neil Lennon. Wow, glamorous. That honestly looks like they're doing that in an office somewhere. It doesn't even look... It doesn't even... They've gone in the spare bedroom. I don't know what... Don Goodman and Neil Lennon. It really isn't a glamorous competition, this, is it? Let's be real. Right, let's go off. Let's go back to full screen. The draw is about to begin. They have roped us into a 10:30... a 10:30 start, which I did say originally it will be 10:30. Everyone, 10:15. Just keep going now. Look, 10:30. Don Goodman looking like Lionel Richie doing the draw, and Neil Lennon looking like a B-Tech Paul Scholes. It's all mad people. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Who are we gonna get in the draw? I believe. Am I wrong? I believe Arsenal are number 11. Let's have a look. Arsenal are number 11. So Man United are 4, Arsenal 11, Chelsea 12, and Liverpool are 15. So you don't want 4, 12, or 15. Mansfield are 5. Let's do that. 11 against 5 would be a great draw. I'm telling you, what kind of office are they doing that in? It's madness. It's absolute madness. They're in a motel on the hard shoulder of the M1. Come on, hurry up and get on with it. What are they waiting for? Just all we need to know is number 11. We want number 11 to get a home game, and that's it. My lads, hey, do you know what, Noonan? My lads, Cruz just turned 11 on Sunday. So it's good luck, 11. Legs 11, there you go. Come on, get on with it. What are they waiting for? Here we go. Neil Lennon's got his hand in there, people. He's got his hand in there. Who's the first team out? Number 5, Mansfield. Here we go. Come on. Please, pull out number 11. Mansfield at home. I'm on the radio already. Come on, Don Goodman. Looking like Lionel Richie. Oh, number 7. Who's that? Port Vale. 2 of the lower league clubs are playing each other. I mean, it's good for Mansfield. They might win that. No. Lionel Richie, cause I'm easy. Easy like Sunday morning. Number 3, here we go. Who's that? Ipswich. Come on, I'll take Ipswich. I will take Ipswich. Come on, Don Goodman. Oh, you absolute wally. Who's that? Fulham. This is not good. It's fixed. All the big teams are going to play each other. Come on, Neil Lennon, you B-Tech skulls. Number 4, who's that? Oh, Man United. Don Goodman. Don't you dare pull number 11 out. Don't you dare. Don't do it. Yes, we've missed them. Who've they got? Newcastle. Yes, I'll take that. Well done, Don. Finally, you've done something decent. Ah, I'm easy like Sunday morning. Come on, Neil Lennon. Who's that? Number 8. Who's number 8? Bournemouth. I'll take Bournemouth. They got a nice beach down there. We're playing them this week. Come on. 15. That's a Prem team. Liverpool got Bournemouth. At least Liverpool are out the way. At least they're playing a Prem team. Come on. Number 11, Neil Lennon. 12. Who's that? Chelsea. Oh, you can just see this. Watch Don Goodman. I told you I don't trust this hairstyle. 10, yes! No Arsenal. Blackburn against Chelsea. Come on, we got no Man United, no Chelsea, no Liverpool, no Newcastle. Who's left? Who are we getting? Number 14, who's that? Blackburn are gone. Oh, West Ham. I don't really want West Ham away. Jared Bowen and Antonio. Watch this. I don't trust this guy's haircut. It's so dodgy. He's a fraud. I told you that haircut. I don't trust him. West Ham away. It was never going well. West Ham away. Oh, no. I'm not happy with that. Tough game. Don Goodman with that dodgy haircut. Dodgy haircut, man. Never trust him. Ah, there you go, people. There's the draw. Arsenal go away to West Ham. Bad draw, really. Not happy with that. I did see people saying that as well. Declan Rice reunion. I knew that hairstyle, man. It was wrong. Man, you got Newcastle. That's decent. Nah, man, we could have got a much better draw. Look at all these teams. Exeter City. Who are they playing? Middlesbrough. Exeter against Middlesbrough. Mansfield against Port Vale. All these lower league teams avoiding each other. Crazy. The Declan Rice derby, people. Let me get the full draw on the screen for those of you before we round up. Let's do the job properly. We've been here for that long now. We might as well just have a sleepover. Maybe we'll just sleep on stream. There's the draw. Mansfield against Port Vale. Ipswich against Fulham. Manchester United against Newcastle. Bournemouth against Liverpool. Chelsea against Blackburn. West Ham against Arsenal. Everton against Burnley. And Exeter against Middlesbrough. What is interesting, Mansfield, Port Vale, that's a lower league team guaranteed to get through. Exeter against Middlesbrough. That's a lower league team to get through. So there's going to be at least 2 of them. Chelsea will be happy with Blackburn at home. Man United, Newcastle will be interesting. And obviously West Ham away for us. I'm not particularly happy with that draw. If we'd have got them at home, I would have been much more comfortable. 2 home games in a row for Manchester United. Didn't they play every game at home last season in the Carabao Cup, apart from the second leg and the semi-final we have to play at home, or the first leg they played Forest? We've had 2 away games against 2 decent Premier League teams. So, but let's see. Let's see. Hopefully West Ham will rotate and, you know, our squad will be too good. People, I'm going to round it up there. Thank you very much for sticking by me throughout this. 3,000 of you still in the chat. We've been on for 3.5 hours. I will be back on tomorrow, probably 2 p.m. For the roundup show. Big up everyone who's voted for the Football Content Awards. Voting is in the description below. Best content creator is what I'm in for. Get voting for that if you haven't already. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. See you all at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Arsenal beat Brentford 1-0. We will play West Ham away in the next round. Take care, everyone. Bless.